All right. First and foremost, we're gonna say all praise be to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash.
Then we're gonna say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Most High.
Double honors.
Shalom to the sincere elect teaching the truth, faith, and sincerity. We out here like another week to prophesy and preach, this word and this truth. Prophesy the return of our Lord, and obviously the downfall of Esau and his sister.
Mm-hmm.
And on a daily basis, it's manifest.
Yep.
Everything is manifest about Esau.
Yeah.
About his wickedness, his wicked ways, and who he is. And it's like now, it's like all that's left is just the judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone knows. It's like now. You know what I mean? It's almost a boring fact to mention the Epstein list. When back in the day, a little conspiracy comes out. Oh, there's like a 10-part documentary. Who killed Tupac? You know what I mean? But now it's like, the Twin Towers,
with
BBC specials, everything.
Yeah, with the music, you know that conspiracy track music, Lockside Turner, bro.
And then probably at the end of the documentary, they'll be like, some activators, took a microphone to the deep parts of hell. And you had to do that shit.
I remember
that shit. But nowadays, it's like, bro, that's done. That's done.
Yeah.
Like, the truth is manifest. The end is manifest. Like, even, you see that statue the other day, back in Iran?
Yeah. Burning Baphomet.
Was it? No, it wasn't Baphomet.
Sorry, yeah.
Right?
Slut.
And it's like, people might be like, oh, that's okay. Then obviously, because everyone on the so-called global left or right, they're all involved in wickedness. But still, it shows you what we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you saw that statue there, burning, I mean, when you saw that statue there, burning of Baal and 666, people are like, oh wow, but it's something that brothers of
and
this whole system is built on witchcraft.
No one wants to give credit for it.
Yeah, that's it.
Second Thessalonians 2, I'm starting from 7. For the mystery of iniquity was already working.
Yeah.
Only he who
because obviously, but back then in Rome, they was in power, right? But guess what? That Roman beast system is back there. Right? The whole power structure of Esau. Which again, most his historians and stuff talk about witchcraft, say, the Canaanites and stuff, right? But that modern Canaanite man is Esau. See? When you read of the most merciless murdered children, most odious works of witchcraft, that's what Esau does.
Yeah.
But he just doing it now in the suit. You know what I mean? In the tie. And
he rebranded witchcraft.
That's all that's happened. He just rebranded witchcraft. But it's, so now it's so obvious and prevalent. Carry on, brother.
As goes on to say, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Yeah, man. And we're in that days of him being taken. We're in that time of him being taken out of the way, man. The mindset of the people are bugged out. The whole culture is dead. Like, even though, even now, people say, oh, back in my day, to say that back in then there was some such semblance of a culture. The people back then were fucked up too.
Yeah.
But now it's just in the mud.
Worse, yeah.
It's in the mud.
When you listen back to certain lyrics, me and Mrs. Jones, like, you're younger, you're singing along.
But it's adultery.
But then you read, oh shit.
That was all after the sexual revolution anyway. But people forget, bro. It's a 2026, bro. This shit's been that the subversion of normal life was from the 60s.
Yeah.
That's when they started bringing in all like making witchcraft mainstream and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
And it's like he's the wicked. It's basically everyone's. You know, it's like, man, this was like a leak that you just ignore, and then after a while it just gets too much, and your roof collapse. Your damn roofs, your ceiling collapse, shit fuck up. You know, there's plasterboard in the toilet now. You don't know what the hell. That's Esau. Your fruit. It's like basically everyone has known that, you know what, these men are wicked. Remember, Missy of Nicky does what? You know? But then now it's like he's just overbearing. He's overbearing, you can't ignore it. So it's mainstream.
It's a mixture of power and PR. The perfect mixture. That's what Esau had, because he had just enough power that people didn't want to talk up too much.
Yeah.
And just enough PR that he could propagandize enough people to believe that they'd changed. Like Esau's this damn humanitarian, and he actually is trying to lead the world forward in some kind of positive manner. Meanwhile, the whole time he was researching how to chip your brain.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
He's a demon.
That's it. You know, remember, he can't work righteousness. He can't do it. So what is he gonna do? Just be a pioneer of wickedness. He finds different ways to pioneer wickedness. Like, I mean, prime example is the damn, you know, the whole, again, sexual revolution, the actual pill. Like, obviously, like, people say, oh, it's a pill, isn't it? But the ramifications of this pill, it's just mad. You know, when you see the spider web of how it's affected relationships, how people do sex, the whole culture as a whole, it's crazy. Yeah.
So I would say it's with the pill, it's a complete mess, and I think like this is like one of them generations now, maybe this generation or the one before, where it's like had women that have been on the pill from say 18 through to late.
Yeah.
I remember I was one girl that I knew, and she won't be the only case, where she was on the birth control for so long, she stopped being able to have a period in her 30s.
Yeah.
Done. Right?
Now these Edomites are complaining that their birth rate is in the month.
Yeah.
Well, it's no coincidence that it's mainly you.
Yeah.
And because it's your culture that you fermented, man. And it's an anti-life, pro selfishness, you know, pro consumerism, right? No sense of connection really to your posterity, to children, because you don't even know about reincarnation. You don't understand that you come back for your children, so they don't have that mindset. And so their thing is they just want to live the best life they possibly can for now, for them. And that's really one of the reasons why a lot of these Edomites are not having youths, because their mindset is not. They don't want to make no sacrifices.
They're choosing
children.
themselves.
Yeah, they're choosing themselves.
Okay.
And that's the men and the women, man. They don't want no youths, bro. It's too expensive. Well, man, I got youths. We just get on with it.
Just make it happen.
Exactly.
Just make it happen, man.
To say that in the West is just absolute. With all of the programs that are in the West,
they don't want to have youths and not be able to go on their free holiday. Yeah. Like, there's a lifestyle, and if that they don't want that child to get in the way of a particular lifestyle that they might want to have. So it's
And salute.
that's selfishness.
And really, man, that lifestyle they supposedly want to have, it's a lie, man. It's not real, because most people go on holidays, have kids. Like most people who are exploring life or whatever you think you're doing.
Yeah, but they want the freedom. And you hear it. You see girl, I don't want to have kids because I want to have this freedom. And because listen, man, when you have youth, bro, your life changes. It's a reality for some people. Some man don't prefer. Like if you're a responsible adult, as a man, your life changes, and as a woman, your life changes, because now you have a responsibility where you can't just go do what you want to do all the time.
But then you know what's funny, yeah? They then get to their mid 30s and they're like late 30s, 39, like I don't want to travel. But then now they're grappling with the fact that shit, man, this body clock is timing out. It's like, bitch, if you did it fucking earlier,
we'd be traveling by that.
By the time you're 35, your damn kid is 16 or some shit, fucking on the scooter too.
But We want it now generation.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Because there was something I remember you shared. I think it was from a book, which basically said actually men with families and children and stuff like that actually are more
They're more successful.
More successful.
Yeah, you're more driven. It's known that you're more driven to succeed because you got shit on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got shit on the line. You know them ones. Like you know you need that job. You got something. Your own, basically, your own self is not really the greatest. It's like going to war.
Yeah.
A guy that goes to war and he's got a family back home is fighting. With the two of you in that duel, bro, you know what I mean? Because man don't, you know what I mean? Man gonna, whereas you just this bachelor guy, you really ain't got nothing to fight for.
What would you do for something
Oh, it's true. It's actually a real thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot it works that way. But obviously, you know, you got to apply wisdom as well. But yeah, but they've created a society that they've done that. Esau did that. That they've not really helped people to do that, and they promote the youth culture, which is against youths.
Yes,
that's something they created through MTV and the music.
It's demonic. It's very selective.
So Psalms 127:3 says, "Lo, children are an heritage of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are."
But it's dark now. Like people talk about a child as if it's a fucking like a parasite.
They show more love to dogs than the
Bro, it's demonic. Like it's demonic. Like
which
shit.
Guess what? You know what's crazy about that? Because animals are becoming as expensive, if not more expensive, than flipping children.
Because children get the NHS.
Yeah, like no, real
them vet bills are being
real
expensive.
talk, the whole vet thing and all that stuff, and you see people spending crazy money on these animals. They eat steak and that every day, eating better than. Hey, this place is just demonic. That's like I said, Esau's spirit is anti-life, and no wonder that his people are the people that are the most anti-life. They get even the more money Esau makes, and they try and justify it through IQ. I sent you that thing. We're so smart, we're not having children. But that's not smart. But it's like the more money Edomites make, the less children they're gonna have, and that again, that just shows you're selfish. Your mindset is like, you're Ebenezer Scrooge to your own seed, but like, I just need to keep all this money to me and live my life. So I might have one youth, like.
Yeah, which they're not used to.
After.
You know?
Man, a millionaire, one youth. That's crazy. Meanwhile, there's a homeless Jake with about 5 youths.
Bro, Jake get a Rolex in the car. He should make a rat. Squeeze him in the booth.
Says, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's actually even, and that shows you Esau is trying to kill people anyway. Because the natural way of life is you need more youth than you need elderly.
Yes.
Once your society starts being skewed more towards that China, you've got a big problem because these people, they're not productive. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not to say they don't have value. No, it's not no. But you're supposed to be like a pyramid kind of base in terms of not exactly a pyramid, but you know what I mean? Yeah. And then so you need to have children to keep the country going. Yeah. But Esau is the one that promoted this idea that there was too many people in the earth. Remember, this is the propaganda. Esau said there's too many people in the earth. So imagine you got youths growing up with that mind. Oh, I'm doing a good thing for the planet if I don't have youths. All that stuff is in their mind, bro, because of Esau. So now even in the UK, they need immigrants because the NHS, they say the NHS is filled with immigrants or some dickhead. No, bro, listen. Abdi is on the delivery bike, bro. My man ain't going to no freaking GP or no damn hospital unless he gets licked off by fucking Shakal, like pulling around the corner. The man that's in the NHS that's really killing the NHS is the elderly. Yes. They're the ones that have to keep coming back and using up the system because they're living longer, but they're sick and there's more of them. And even down to the welfare state, it's the pensions. The pensions is becoming more and more part. Hey, listen, I'm not demonizing this. I'm not saying kill them off. I'm saying this is Esau's doing. And as less children are being produced, that means less people are paying in because the pension system is a Ponzi scheme. If there's less people paying into the system, it fails. fails.
And I remember someone basically going into just the effects. Obviously, we ain't gonna be here, so I should not do that. But basically, going into how a lot of these, what then happens politically when this system continues, which is basically you start having less programs that incentivize looking after you. So, like for instance, if you are in a society where you've got masses of elderly and not a lot of youth, that basically means they're going to stop any child benefits because actually that's money that is going to pay for the elderly, and that basically how exactly, exactly, you know. But it's just only Esau would push a system and a world where, like, for instance, I think Italy as well, they've got quite a low birth rate at the moment, and it's just like you would think that will become number one. Like, guys, stop everything. Like, we are having children, and this is the new thing. But no, that's not what Esau's on.
Because they want to crack. They're just a demon. When you really break it down, what's the scripture? Man? He's Satan. 2 Corinthians 11:14. Esau is Satan. That's really. Man need to realize that Esau is the physical embodiment of Satan in the earth. His whole spirit, he's the adversary. His mindset is anti-life. Even the schemes he comes up with is going to involve death and destruction. It's against nature in the way life should be. Everything he does, the gender war. You got gender war. You got age. You've got war between everything that should be working together has a war against itself. It's insane.
Because there's even a term now. I forgot what it is. Terminally online, where basically like then people their entire worldview is just off of all of this stuff that they see online,
Which is propaganda.
Propaganda, yeah.
People probably like one propaganda I see Bacon like put. He pointed out some like Lazelles and some areas in Birmingham that got high crime and it's full of Jake. And he said, but look at this area in Birmingham. It's like 83% white. It's got low crime. And it's like, yeah, that sounds like, oh, it's just the facts, you know, you're trying to do the Wilder thing. It's just the evidence, you know. And it's like, yeah, but you know, correlation isn't causation. What you will find is in Lazelles, them niggas is broke. The area he pointed out in Birmingham is rich. So of course it's gonna be low crime. If you want to compare the races, you need to compare like for like, and then you can see the comparison. Go find a neighborhood with Jake who got their money up, and is it gonna be the same? No. It's a socio-economic thing. It's linked to money. But if you're these Baconites, they see that, they don't even try and think about it. It's just, it's confirmed. It's like, you know, it's confirmed. And yo, you on the internet and you're surrounded, like, the manosphere is cooked. The manosphere is just guys and a woman coughs and it's like, see these women. And it's like, oh, bro, like, can a bitch cough? Like, because now you just got incels and they just on the internet, you can make a lot of money just rage baiting about women. Oh, see that? And even as a normal man that isn't incel, it's like, yeah, she smiled. But then if she didn't smile, they'll say she. But then if she smiles, see, and it's like, because they just want to trigger the incels. Fuck the house. Bro, and if you live in that bubble, you just become a rage baited, red pill hated, like flipping incel, because all you're watching is guys that are their actual their money is being made to bait you into a certain way of thinking and a certain position.
And then the chicks get a payout because there'll be OF girls and the guys that are pissed off at them then go and subscribe.
Yeah. Bro, it's the internet's a scary place. The internet is a very scary place. It's very easy to get drawn into a particular area, and these guys are grifting off you and you don't even know. It's witchcraft. I see it. And then all the other guys will come. I see how it works. Bear man will come and just pile in and they'll give their little comment and then they get the engagement of that. And they're all really working together. Like this Larry Holmes thing and his gal, that's the latest thing. That's just got these men in a bubble. And these men are broke at home worrying about Larry Holmes and his prenup. What's that, brother? Bro, I don't give a fuck about Larry Wheels and his fucking woman and whether he got a prenup or not.
What the hell are you doing?
No, you need to go get a job or you're on the internet worried about next man and his prenup, like getting rage baited. Like, why? Bro, them man are actually making a living off you. Yeah. She will do things now and say things now. What they do is these celebrities and these streamers, they check the metrics. Oh, you said this, and look, bare likes, bare engagement. So in the next time we go streaming, you're gonna say this.
Sensational.
Yeah, and then it's oh my god, she said that she don't respect him, and it's just bare there, and it's like you know what I mean? Like, and it's all set up. Rage baiting the incels, but I'm gonna start doing it.
It's like the new reality TV.
That's exactly what it is. Streaming is like reality TV, but reality TV was fake, and so are these people.
Well, like this social media age of internet, obviously it's for the purpose of the word, not to be spread, piece of the exposed. But bro, like people are just out of touch of life. You know when they say touch grass, like
Yeah, it's mass distraction.
mass distraction.
Mass distraction, man.
The incels, boy.
This is Proverbs 30, verse 11. You know, anytime I hear the word inside, I just see an Edomite glass at home screaming. Get up by his computer.
Because it's involuntarily celibate.
Yeah. Oh, man,
That's what it means. That's what it means. They can't make no sense. Why don't you celebrate?
It's like
They're trying, but they can't.
That's why they're hurt. Man. Bro, like this clavicular guy, he makes his money. When you look at this clavicular guy, which is a demon, and this is an example of how witchcraft. This clavicular guy came out of nowhere, like, and all of a sudden he's big on the internet, and then he's linked in with Andrew Tate and all these guys because they're all agents. This is all set up, right? And his thing is, remember the manosphere used to be about being manly, and just being raw. Now it's all about looking pretty and looking like a woman. Like,
looking
the looks maxing, which looks maxing back in the day was like a normal thing where a guy would learn how to cut his beard and have it. Now it's like man's literally vain like a woman. They've turned so look what they've done. They've managed to totally flip the manosphere. Not only is it led by latent homosexuals like Myron and Andrew Tate and these guys who are homosexuals, right? And simps.
All of them.
But now one of the head guys is just a flipping homo, like Edomite homo, and then what he does, he brings women on his stream, and he just like he's like horrible to them, and the guys are like and it's like because they're incels, they like to see someone just be a dickhead to a girl, isn't it? And I'm like, raw, like
what she deserves.
I just like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, you've got this effeminate flipping dude on here, like, just chatting shit, just being an idiot, and the incels are like cheerleading, like, because they just hate women because they can't get them. But, it's mad.
Remember, Rory Samasi was like, man should get a vasectomy now.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like, no. Right. That's like,
Bro, the whole thing is insane.
No. So this is Proverbs 30, verse 11. There is a generation that curseth their father and do not bless their mother. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, yet is not washed from their filthiness. There is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. Right? And that's exactly what's taking place, man. You know what I mean? It's like the pride and like the like feeling of their self-importance, like how people are in this world is on like another scale, man. Basically, everyone thinks they're in a music video. You know what I mean? They walk in the house
Real.
thinking it's about them, me.
Narcissism.
Main
character syndrome.
Main character syndrome. And it's like, you cannot establish a kingdom where people are just thinking about themselves. So,
Individualized.
What's that preset, man? Where it's just like basically a wise man thinks about his children's children.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you break down the family and the wider family as an actual structure. That's what the modern day life has done. Well, not for the elites, but for the average everyday people. Most people will tell you that their family was stronger and a closer knit generations ago. Now it's like you got a cousin, bro.
Exactly.
You know, man. You know, your family's all over. I know that for a fact that happened to my family when we moved to here. When we was living in Munshot, we used to live next to each other. Like you throw a rock, you hit a cousin, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we used to play with each other. We knew each other. Now I don't know these niggas. I don't know their children, man. You might see them at a funeral. You're like, oh, and they're like, listen, man, and it's like, yo, we should link up. Never link up. It's just this kingdom. It isolates you. You know.
It says there is a generation whose teeth are as swords and their jaw as knives. to devour the poor from the earth. So like even that whole sense of community, bro, people don't give a fuck about each other, bro.
Oh,
So like, and guess what? That's Esau. That's Cain,
But I said the same thing. Because the way he turned around and told Moses, "I'm my brother's keeper." He
bro.
doesn't- That's why I know he's infused with looking after one another.
Community.
So you know what I'm saying? But this world is not like that. Even though these might have to talk this shit, they don't care about each other. They don't care. They don't care.
Well, when I was outside Tower Hill the other day, you always got these Baconites that's on the floor like begging and all this. And I'm thinking, bro, you got Baconites running around here, spending money, putting flags on lampposts, yeah. Bro, go help out your peoples on the street, man. You men are complaining about, oh, the immigrants are getting the council housing, brother. You man will have the internet now, yeah. You man can link up, take donations, yeah, and put one of these damn cracked out. Well, according to you, they're just innocent Baconites that they're on the street because the government ain't helping them. You help them then.
That's the point.
But you man will rather go and do token gestures and feign like you're patriotic. One guy, he was outside one building and he was like, look, there's all these Baconites sleep on the street, and look, there's immigrants.
Yeah,
Bro,
that was terrible.
he weren't trying to help the mans that was on the street.
The state of it.
He wasn't trying to help them. He was basically using them to make his point against.
That's the thing. You know, when bad things happen, managers prefer to record it than actually help them.
Trying,
You know what I mean?
bro, these men don't have no morals. They don't care. If it's something to do with Jake, yeah, then they'll grandstand and be like, oh, but then okay, cool. Remove all the immigrants out of the UK. Let's see if you help out these Baconites on the streets. You ain't gonna care.
I've never seen them create a food line. Well, when are you saying to Tommy Robinson, let's feed Britain? Just don't do that.
Well, the thing as well on that, and what the elder said, when you look into the elderly healthcare, that's been long. What's the word? When not enough healthcare workers, right? Go help your grannies.
No, they won't do that. They won't do that.
All these Ratcliffes, these billionaires or whatever, man. What they do?
So they fired the granny. They fucking fired. So these are demons, man.
It's a book of Ecclesiasticus 14 and the
Sirach, the 12th chapter.
14 and the
Sirach 12.
5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
Yeah,
He doesn't know good.
he doesn't.
He doesn't know good. He doesn't know what
It's not his vocabulary.
Yeah.
No, they don't love their brother.
Right.
That's why these Baconites are really hurt. We keep telling people the real reason why it's nothing to do with we've lost our country. No, bro, you're down back. The reason you're hurt is because your name ain't Goldsmith, yeah, or Mountbatten Windsor. So you don't. The mans that are living like that in the UK don't protest. They don't care because the UK is fine. If you ask them about the state of England, yeah, they'll be like, oh, it's lovely because them men are living life on the top of the heart. The people who are really complaining is the guys that have been left behind. They're from areas that have been left behind. The same people that was voting Brexit.
Exactly.
They've been left behind,
Yeah.
and now that is an issue.
Look, we use the example about the Jakes that went to like Southend to party and all of that sort of stuff, and then the Edomites said, "Oh, what are they doing there?" But say, "Yo, Southend's free.
Southend needs.
They need men to go.
They need the business, man."
But they're not going to do nothing for them. That's why even Trump was meant to be the savior. You got to remember that there was a need for a Trump because they did gut a whole bunch of America. They gutted all the factories. You had a whole bunch of Edomites that are down bad, and people don't realize that there's a lot of Edomites in America that ain't doing well. There's a lot of them, and these men, they hurt because they feel like, well, everyone's talking about the white man, but I'm hurt. Like, they're telling me about white privilege, but I can't pay my rent, and so they get hurt. You see them on the internet, like, man, and man, I can't pay my rent. What you telling me about white privilege? Because they all bust up here.
And that was part of the sale.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? It was going into something over so slightly different, but it was I remember reading something on the making of a white supremacist, right? Which was going in on that, like on TV you're being shown one thing, but then you're then experiencing something else. So then you basically get pushed into into basic extremism as they used it in that particular concept. point being, Esau, when he's doing these things, he knows.
Yeah, gaslight.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, who wants to hear these devils fucking crying anyway? Like, because Jake's been in this condition with their fucking life, man, and you didn't care. So why does anyone want to hear your bitch ass crying about it? Who cares?
Oh, the internet has been. Twitter is all about Edomites crying. No, I've never seen nothing like that. They're just on the internet all day, and they are being discriminated against. They're like, oh, my culture's being taken away, and they're crying but in a way, some of the things they're saying is true, because the deindustrialization of America and Britain affected Edomites. Like we always talk about, like here in the UK,
That's why they ship the jobs over.
because your own people ship the jobs away. They ship the jobs that you required away, and then they're here in central London making crazy cake, and they weren't dishing it out to the rest of the country. Brothers bring up the statistics all the time. Without London, the UK is like Poland or something, or Romania.
Oh no,
Poland's the greatest apparently.
No, Poland Poland's almost as it's almost matching the UK financially. It's without London, it's Romania. So Poland's
Romania,
actually
yeah.
on the up.
Yeah.
Poland's about to
The
overtake
hills have eyes, bro. Listen, the reality is you go outside of London, and yeah, there's bits where these Edomites live that got money outside of London. But London is where the financial district is. They made London into a place that just washes money for it. They took away the jobs for the normal man. You know, the normal guy that could go into the coal mine or go into the factory, the car factory, and make his bread. They took that away and shipped that out.
and it will never come back.
And it's never going to come back. And that's why they were voting Brexit, because they thought, oh, it was the EU's fault. Or they're always trying to point the finger at someone else. Oh, it's the blacks, and they're coming in, and it's the people on the dinghies and all this money. All of a sudden, these men know about money. Oh, they spent $5 billion on welfare for immigrants. Yeah, but how much did they spend on the Iraq war? How much did they spend on the Afghanistan war? How much did they spend on corporate welfare? Yeah, like, bro, if you want to talk about where the money's going, it ain't going to the immigrants because they're still broke. They live in broke areas. The money's going to your elites. Yeah. They've took the money. Now they live in Monaco. Now they live in Dubai. The guys that took over the damn when they nationalized the flipping railways and ran them into the ground. Now they got to renationalize them. They ain't gonna go back and find Lord Bumpton and say, "Oh, Lord Bumpton, you just made like 100 million from the rail companies, yeah? So we're gonna take 90 million of that back to fix the problem you made." No, they get to leave with that. Same thing with Thames Water and all these guys.
They get fucking extra pay and shit. You know what I mean?
But they're probably gonna compensate them when they buy them out.
That's what I mean.
Right, when they had to bail out, what was it called? What was the bank they bailed out? Northern Rock, yeah? They had to bail out Northern Rock, yeah? They didn't go and find all the bankers that made profits and say, oh, you might have been making bare profit. We're going to take your money to shore up the bank. No, they get to leave with that.
It was something with your council tax. They ran it into your bank account and everything. Now, you know, they want to go into your bank account and take what you owe. They ain't going to do that to these guys.
Now man's living in Monaco with the money they stole out of the British economy. And then we'll come back and do it in there, talking about immigrants. And this and these Edomites
They'll back them.
and they'll back them because these Edomites are low IQ too. So you got low IQ Edomites, and these top elites have really took advantage of them. They've been living the highest of the high life. The only thing these normal everyday Edomites got, some of them got to be middle class, and the rest of it was you being able to look down at everyone else. That was really your privilege. Your privilege was being able to walk around and say, "Well, at least I'm not one of these." You can walk down the road and you can pick on a Jake. That's really what it is.
But now everyone can get credit. So it's like everyone looks like they're living the same now. So you might not upset that Jake rolling around the Mercedes Benz. Like, you know what I mean? Not that they can afford it, but they got credits. You know, if you get both, you can get credit these days.
It's, you know, it's the same thing in America. A lot of them Edomites, their real privilege, the way white privilege was given to them, is the ability to talk shit about Jake and make yourself look good because Jake is worse off than you. But a lot of these guys weren't that much better off anyway. But they think they're better than you because of this. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
They were able to have that feeling of, well, at least I don't look like mine. Yeah. Well, hold on to that then. Let that warm you up. So that's why Trump, when he came in, they were into Trump because Trump was saying all the right things. He said, we're going to bring back the factories. We're going to bring back the industry.
Where is it?
He was saying all that, yeah, but did he do it? No. Now you see what happened with Trump. We told you about the tariffs, right? The tariffs now, they're saying that they were illegal or whatever. They might do some refunds, and I guarantee you this is how it's going to work. You see Amazon, yeah, they'll get their refund. You see the big dons, they'll create a system of getting that refund, but it's going to be some convoluted.
You need an expensive ass lawyer
to get your come on, you know how the game works. Yeah, let me show you how the game works. I know the mind of an Edomite, so they've done taxed all of the importers, right? If you're a big boy, you will get your refund. Your little man is going to be difficult. So you've been hurt, which is going to favor who? The big importers, the big companies. Then what they've also done is double dip the American people, because that was most of them were passing on the cost to the taxpayer. And now they're going to get the money back. So it's a double dip.
Yeah. And the thing is, those prices aren't going to go, well, they may go down a bit, but it's like when you never see the prices go below what the baseline is like. Yep. So they're just going to call it this
prices don't reverse.
And guess what? Exports are down. The trade deficit is reducing because the world just ain't buying American products no more. And there's a lot of trade that's been happening more regional now. So what's going to start happening is the dollar's going to start getting even more devalued and inflation as more dollars come back to America. We told you Trump was a demolition man. He's the demolition man. He's there to demolish America and tell you that the sun is shining. That's what he's there to do. Oh, it's great. I'm the best president. Meanwhile, you're hurt, but he's going to keep doing it. He's going to come on the TV and tell you prices are down. Meanwhile, you'll go to the gas point and it's up, but you'll be like, prices are down, everything's great. Say it, man.
Habakkuk 2:5. Yay. Also, because he transgressive by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and as his depth, and cannot be satisfied.
Now that's Esau in general, but their elites have that mindset. So the elites don't really even want their own people to have nothing. So when they said you will have nothing, they were also talking about their own people. Because they don't give a damn. So that lets us know, again, if Esau don't care about his own people, how much more he don't care about us? Definitely he don't care about us. That should wake you up. Oh, and he don't even care about these average Edomite. He was giving them the vaccine too. Like, yeah, hold that.
It says, and cannot be satisfied, but gathering unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that inclusive that which is not his.
And now you see that. These Edomites online, migrants will actually come on the comment boards and be like, yeah, listen, you stole this, you stole that. Like, and it's true. Like, it's very difficult to play the victim for an Edomite. Because the rest of the world ain't have no empathy for you. Yeah. How dare you talk about colonization?
Yeah. How dare you? Like, what? You know how stupid that is? Yeah. Like, I mean, I even asked chat, like, how stupid is that? Just gave me a breakdown. I was like, bro, you know, you even know what it means to colonize people? Like, because you remember what you were explaining how people say, there's certain people like Khan and parties and political parties. Bro, just because you have a migrant, someone from a migrant background who's now a fucking prime minister or MP, he cannot culturally impose his shit here. He's fitting it into a system. Yeah. So if you have a black president, whatever, right? Yeah. That nigga is not gonna instill wherever his values are coming from. He's fitting into the system,
which is opposite to what Esau did. When Esau went, Esau straight up
changed
changed
the system.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got that here. It says, colonize said send settlers to a place and establish political control.
So that's not what
apartheid shit.
Yeah. That's not what when immigrants are coming here to the UK, they're not coming with that mindset. They're coming in the mindset they just want to get a Mercedes Benz. You know, or so that they could drive up and down flipping Ilford Lane and listening to Bravado. That's that. That's what them men are really on it. Let's be honest. Like the Elam, the average Elam, especially once you get to second generation, they just want a Bimmer,
a white beer.
They want to put a subwoofer in there, and they want all you're gonna hear is anyway.
Bro, and just fucking they driving, you know, they have the lights.
They're not
That's what
thinking
they
about
actually-
we need to take over the UK, but them man ain't caring about it. They're not organized. The point is, they're not organized like that. They're just individuals that have decided to try and make an economical choice for themselves. They're economic migrants. They're not invaders. You weren't economic migrants. You were actual guys that's going out to exploit and to control. They're not coming over, taking over the UK, putting the English people to work here, and just and then just taking all the wealth to themselves.
Oh, they're trying to have Sharia law. They're trying to implement Sharia law.
Well, they're paying
Shut the
taxes.
fuck up, man. They pay tax.
How they, when you went to India, did you pay taxes?
Exactly.
You don't even pay taxes now. Your corporations go to these third world countries and they don't even want to pay tax. So what are you talking about, man?
Most of the women, they don't even wear hijab anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you say colonize what? Colonize what? How can they do that? It's a lie. You colonize everybody,
No.
and people just the map of colonization.
And no one ain't, listen, no one ain't stopped either, man. You know, back in the day, and this is the thing about London. Back in the day in London, right? If you speak to a lot of like these old boys that are like 60, you probably speak to a lot of these old boys from work here. You ask them about their background. They're not from London. A lot of these guys were from poor areas outside of London. Like, 'cause but most men don't understand this. They're from areas outside of London that were poor. White boys from areas outside of London. There was nothing going on where they were from. So they just moved, they just got up and just moved to London and made a life for themselves. Migrants, economic migrants.
I'm saying to this day, a lot of the people that I work with aren't Londoners.
They're not Londoners.
They're not Londoners.
So then put it this way then. If you're seeing like Birmingham and London have a large amounts of migrants from outside the country, that's only because a lot of people from within the country have not chosen to take their place. Because no one's stopping some Edomite from some shire somewhere from deciding to just up and move to London. They could do that. They could move out of the shires and move to London. But they don't. They're just there complaining and drinking white lightning, but that's their thing. You know what I mean? It's not a colonization. It's no one's invading. Like, calm down.
This says, this is back in Habakkuk 2:6. It says, "Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not suddenly, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be formed breaches unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee."
Right, because especially Britain and France, these places spoil places in the world, and migrants from those places you destroyed come to where you are. Then that's the reason. That is the reason. It's a just like with America. We're talking about America. They complain about all the South Americans that come up into America. You destroyed South America.
Yeah.
People would not be trying to get into America if where they were from was good for them. People don't leave from a good situation to a bad situation. They don't. They leave from a bad situation to a good situation. So if you didn't have the Monroe Doctrine and weren't going around destroying and causing all this hell down there, destabilizing the region, people wouldn't risk taking their families thousands of miles to get into America for a better way of life. But that's why they're doing it. They're not doing it to come and take over. So they're not organized like that.
He sort of destabilized Latin America for bananas. Certain places, they're legit for bananas. Then they'll have the nerve to throw bananas at things.
You're just reaping the fruits of your own making. And to be honest with you, now your elites don't think in a nationalistic way. They don't care who's working in the damn Tesco. And that's your fault too.
Resources to them.
Yeah, I told you about these elites. They're not patriots, man. These men go there. They go on where they want to do. They don't have no allegiance to any one country. They don't give a damn about
The
it.
way they say the world is theirs.
Yeah. Do what they want. They want a new world order, global world order, and everyone's just a peon to them. They don't really care about you specifically, you little baconite. That's your fault, man. Hey, we love it, man. Listen, I love to see you baconite suffer, man. I love to see you cry too, online, just being a victim.
Dry your eyes, bro. They convince themselves they're victims. It's funny. Yeah.
And you're gonna be
You're gonna be a victim.
You're gonna continue to be a victim. You don't have a savior.
He's the victim.
You don't have no saviors, which makes me laugh.
What's going on?
Tommy Robbins. Say,
It's sold you all that already.
I would say it's great that the whole world, ultimately, with all of these Edomites crying online, the whole world is now being like, oh shit, actually, I don't want to go take. So
Yeah.
what's that going to do to your economy?
Yeah.
When you look at London, has a lot of tourism. When you see when people across the world, like, well, they don't really want us there. So why am I going to go
Yeah.
and study in London?
Yeah.
Because I thought a lot of people, they're like, yo, that's their dream.
Yeah.
Their families will go into debt. Like, you don't get a lot of them Chinese, their parents will be rich. But some of them, their parents have literally sacrificed everything to send their child to London.
Yeah.
Why are they going to do that now?
Everyone's living conditions going to get worse. Yeah. You know, because like I said, there'll be no money coming here.
well, they're saying the World
You
Cup
can't make
might
nothing
flop
anyway.
in America.
Well, there was a Brit. He was like, yo, I was 6 weeks in ICE detention center. He was basically saying, yo, don't come up America. If a Brit can end
The
up,
World Cup flop.
yeah,
No one ain't going there.
why risk it?
And he's
Maybe
making us
the Latin American parts. but
Yeah.
certainly not.
and he's making us a hypocrite, yeah. Because all these seaside towns, yeah,
Exactly.
fruit,
They're fruit.
like all these Margate,
Yeah.
South End, all these places, yeah, they need. Why they on fucking flights to the Philippines?
Exactly.
Go and support white Brits towns and businesses.
But
Support our businesses, man.
Yeah, go to Dubai.
Yeah.
But that's another thing as well that I always say. It's like the way that they've set up the UK. I would say it's why is it cheaper for me to leave the country than to go to Southend?
For real, it actually is.
Why is it cheaper for me to go up to Scotland? Is gonna buy train's gonna cost me like 120 quid. I can leave. I can go to some warm for that.
No,
Yeah,
Turkey,
less.
33 quid.
Italy for 40 quid.
You know, so why is it cheaper to base point I'm trying to make is it keeps people out of these other places. It keeps the money base flowing out of the
And you probably find that the same Edomites own the resorts and all these things.
Yeah.
It's the same group of Edomites that invest in these different places. Yeah, it's all a scam. Oh, let's keep the video.
Isaiah 14 and 12 it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Yeah, that's what Esau's done, man. That's why they love to use his third world thing. Because Esau works against you, man. He seeks to subvert and destroy you as a people, man. That's what they do. That's just what they do. And then they'll look at the destruction they've caused and then blame it on your genetics. You know what I mean? They'll blame it on your genetics, man. These guys, they're demons, man. But it was meant to be that way. This whole experiment of this dark age that we've gone through is supposed to be that way. It's a lesson to the earth. This is what it looks like when Satan is in rulership. So when the righteous are in rulership, you're going to see the complete difference. It's literally going to be night and day. That doesn't mean there's not going to be no busting of heads or no judgment, but here's the difference. It's judgment. In this kingdom, it's just busting of heads. There's no judgment. There's no justice. There's no reasoning to anything. It's just greed and exploitation. In the kingdom, we ain't gonna be like this. Sit there around a table and work out how you could just mess people up. Man. And what's that all about, man? Why? It's sadistic and demonic entities, man. That's what these Edomites are. But they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be there. This whole age is supposed to be an example of unrighteousness, of darkness, of ignorance. And then Esau's going to be exterminated.
Yeah.
But he's still going to be left as an everlasting example of why, hey, thank God that the sons of God are ruling. That's how the people are going to be. They're going to be like, yo, man, because it could go back to being like that. The sons of God must rule. Yes. The sons of God must rule. The earth needs it. It needs righteous rulership. It needs rulers. And the funny thing, I was watching that thing, I know you don't like it, but if you look at this Game of Thrones thing, right, he purposely written into it that there was guys that would have been good kings. But they did what was right and got killed for it. Right? And then everything just went downhill. Yeah. That's this kingdom. There is no good kings. It's just Joffreys and mad kings and dishonorable nobles that don't stand for. When you got a nobility is supposed to stand for truth, for justice. You're supposed to be able to go to a knight here as an innocent man, and that knight will fight for you. Whether it cost him money, whether if it's strength, he's gonna say, no, this is what's right. I'm a knight, I'm a nobleman. But it shows you in Game of Thrones that the knights were really just playing politics and just doing what benefited them, and they'll rest judgment when they felt like it. You know, who is that? That's just some little farmer boy. Oh, it's not that important. And then you see the world, people generally see the Game of Thrones world as being nasty, as being demonic, as being evil. Yeah, that's the world we live in here. The people who are supposed to be the nobles, who are supposed to be the ones that are upholding righteousness, don't do it. So then what do you have? The innocent will be destroyed. The poor will be persecuted. The murderer will be protected. The pedophile will be protected.
Let me get something real quick. Deuteronomy 16 and 19. Thou shalt not wrest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift. For a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the right.
A nobleman, a true knight. That's why they had the guy in the new one. They got this Baelor character, and everyone's crying, "Oh, Baelor, he was the king that we all needed." And then when you watch it, yeah, he was a righteous man. He was good, he was wise, and he was honorable. He stood against his own family because it was right. He said, "Listen, I've got to stand up for the innocent." That's how you're supposed to be, a man of honor, of duty. That's a true nobleman. In this world, that don't exist. They just got demons.
King Charles, the peasantry, you must let the Lord take his course.
Yeah.
About his brother, right? Bro, no, throw him under the bus, blood. And wait, hey, throw you yourself under the bus too.
Exactly.
This man killed Diana, so it's just you can't live in a world where the rulership is evil. Because guess what, man? The evil will reign in the earth, and you can't live like that. In our kingdom, evil won't reign. It doesn't matter who it is. If there's injustice, we're gonna judge righteous judgment. True men of honor.
So we go for 2 Ezra 8 and 50. 51. Let me see. But understand thou, I'm sorry, from 50. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the later time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, righteousness is made ready, the seat is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is spread into hell to be forgotten.
Corruption, man. And that's what this world is. Under Esau, it's pure corruption. There's no core righteousness that stands. Now, through the new covenant, we're gonna do what's right all the time.
Yeah.
So imagine that world. Imagine all the problems in the world that would be solved if you had guys. Not only did they stand for righteousness, but they had the power to exert.
Yeah.
That's a whole different planet. Guess what? Even criminals would think twice in a world like that. Hey, yo, there's no way, yo, I can't pay nobody off. I'm not really. What's the chances of me getting away with this? It's not high, bro. So then even that will reduce wickedness. Because man's know we're gonna be like what's going on over there? I heard that no judgment.
It's Sirach 10 verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right? So you got righteous at the top, righteous is gonna spread. And this is the problem we have, because we've got the wicked at the top. So wickedness spreads, right? That's why it says an unwise king destroys his people. That's what we have right now. In this world, we have an unwise king in the form of Esau. You know?
Carnal.
You know?
Really, the standard to be self-centered. Dog eats dog with world spirit.
But this is how you know you're not living in a righteous kingdom. Because there's too much people suffering.
Oh,
There's too much suffering going on in this world, man. But Esau's at their home. So this man can't be righteous. He can't be good for the planet. You know, he's gonna parade. I'll give you iPhones and shit. Like he can't be good for the planet. Evidently
Yeah.
not.
You know, those Edom might say that recently. If it wasn't for white trying it, you would have football, Air Jordans.
That's the one I'm good. We got something else. Something better. This is the thing. We got something better
But
than
that's,
this.
that's pride.
And these might look at these other, other empires, civilizations, and we're better than them because they were all wicked though. So you can say you're bearing comparison in terms of like your advancement and this kind of stuff, but ultimately, you're the head of wickedness. You're the head of wickedness, and this is why this world's not getting any better.
Over time, doesn't things generally advance anyway?
That's what I'm
It's just pride. It's
but I've done it the quickest.
It's just pride. All that is when I hear that, it's just pride because you don't know that. You don't know that if you weren't here, what would have been done. Like, the Bible tells you that they have wisdom coming from the Lord.
That's right.
But you see, Esau's mindset is I am God. So it comes from me. So without me, and you see that on the comment board, they act like if they one guy said, "Oh, South Africa. If it weren't for the Edomites to come to South Africa, they'd all be starving to death."
How you talking about?
What? So
Niggas
what
was
were
eating
they doing before you got here,
That
bro?
doesn't make sense. Thousands of years.
Like, bro, people act like people just in just huts, just murdering. They just get the sword. Like, as soon as they can walk, they just get the sword. And just get the blood. You know,
Bro, it's pride. But you know what? The pride is beautiful because guess who's the one group of people that the earth actually doesn't need?
Yeah,
Because the scripture. Because you're the one that's gonna be gone. You see how it works? It's poetic justice. You're a guy that's boosted yourself to such a level that the earth just needs you. You're the one the Lord's turned around and said, you know what, man, it don't. Clean sweep.
And that's the irony. That's why the Most High's got dark humor, man.
Dark humor.
Dark humor.
You want to talk about?
Because everything Esau's been working towards, everything he thinks himself to be, you're going to find that you're the opposite of all these things, man.
Oh, it's like because on that, because for instance, he's trying to get mortality. He's trying to do this. And then talk about it. What you call it? A comment at fast pace. Scripture says in the twinkle of an eye. Everything you work,
We're going to get that done.
we're just gonna get it just like that.
It's like that with the Wonka scene, man. You know, when Charlie comes out, he says, "Yeah, but you know, what about the nice supply of chocolate or whatever?" And said, "Yeah, but you did this and X, Y, and Z. You weren't meant to do." I said, "You get nothing. Good day, sir. You lose." There's Esau. You're just everything you done is gonna be for nothing, for nothing.
Well, we were speaking about it yesterday, that because Esau basically is pretending to be us. Because we are the real white people. And I'll get it in the scriptures. You are really the black. That's who you are. Like you're the black, but you gave yourself that title falsely. Because if you was the white, then the world would be better. But you're not.
That's right.
Because I said a couple of weeks, man, I've been thinking about it every now and then ever since. Like, we actually have places in this world that are just known as basically sex colonies, where it's like, oh yeah, if you're a rich Edomite, you go there and you freak off. That's not supposed to be the case. It ain't supposed to be that way. That you could just go to some place and just exploit, exploit the nation for carnal pleasures, man. There was even one Edomite recently. I think he ended up Brit. I think he ended up getting kicked out of one of them. Kenya. It was Kenya, Ghana. Kenya, Ghana. But there was actually there was another one as well from like he was in Southeast Asia. One of them.
Yeah, Philippines.
Yeah.
And then they're calling them dogs.
And that.
And he got they
found
Because we did the numbers. Listen, we've been telling you, Edomite. Listen, the rest of the world does have areas where these people are in the type of poverty that you drop them a pound, it's a matter. A pound. Like I saw, I used to speak to these because even these migrants that come here, they go back where they come from and they'll live like kings for a month and come back. You know, Niger man do that, Ghana man do that. I know a man from Bangladesh, man, saying man go Bangladesh, right? And for 20p, man's getting the full. You know when you go to the barber in London, it costs you like £150. I said, bro, nah, bro, I go Bangladesh, I'm getting that treatment for 20p. Man's telling me, man, next guy is telling me he go to Thailand and he's getting a 4-hour massage plus fruit, yeah? And he's like £5. I'm like, what? 4 hours of massages plus fruit and dick. Bro, you know how much that costs here? It's a whole month's rent. Yeah. Bro. So of course, and that's why it pays to keep people impoverished. When you keep someone impoverished, they become vulnerable. You can go then and give them next to nothing and get them to do almost anything.
And that goes back to exploitation.
Yeah.
And that's what Esau loves to do. He loves to put you in a difficult situation, yeah, so he can take advantage of you.
So then you ask, where were these man getting all of these young individuals from? Because you get certain nations where they'll be like, man, thousands,
Shit.
million. They'll
To them, that's the
fill in the gaps.
That might as well be the world.
Yeah.
But like Esau, like say, everyone's got their price, man, and Esau knows. Satan knows, but he goes around and see you can tempt in it. That's what he does. He knows he's still going to sell out, or what might seem little to them, £1,000. But that's good level.
Years wages.
Yeah, that's good level. It's like what?
That's why it's supposed to gonna be tempted. You know, you go in some hotel somewhere and you got some flipping cleaner woman that's flipping earning like £2 a month, yeah. A man go to slide £20 to her, blood. She gonna bust it wide open, blood. She's like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right there.
This has changed my whole family's life, like. Because temptation, you know what I mean?
And yeah,
It's a lot of money.
Even to the point where like you have husbands that will acknowledge it, right? They'll happily
Suffering.
Yeah. Remember hearing the story of one guy. Basically, he was just in the cab, and then this woman was basically sticking it on another guy in the cab, and then come to find out that her husband was another guy in the cab, right? And he was just there because he knows that what he can pay.
Yeah, they're saving their lives because they live in favela levels, bro. Yeah, you go to certain places like in Philippines and you see some of the slums there, bro. They're eating. There's one thing where they take chicken. Pack. Yeah. They're taking chicken out of the rubbish, washing it, cooking it down with ketchup, and then reselling it.
Yeah. There's whole industry.
Like, you know, when you've had chicken, like you've let bits, they
Cartilage.
wash that off. They go in the bins at the end of the day that for the restaurants, get that out, get all that bits of food, then they'll clean it up, and that's getting served in the morning to the people. So these Edomites can go to them places and they see a 4-year-old child. Them families will sell their child to the Edomite for £100. What? £100? No, just generational wealth for them. Not saying it's right, but this is what
It's happening.
when you impoverish people like that. That's why the Bible says, "Give me neither riches or poverty." Because when you're in a real poverty situation, it's hard to retain your integrity, bro. It's true. When you're down all the way bad, it's difficult to retain your integrity. That's a tough spot to be in.
This is Job 20:4 and down. It says,
So it's a luck, and that's part of the Esau's MO to keep people weak and poor,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what Satan's job is to corrupt everybody, right? And the worst conditions you're in, the easier it is for him.
Go back to that movie, The Rundown, with The Rock. That's what the guy said. The whole point of the film, they were trying to Stifler. They want to,
Welcome to the
Stifler, welcome to the Rundown. Yeah, they changed the name, whatever. Yeah. The whole point of the film was they were trying to get this priceless artifact, and then one of the guys was like, because he owned a gold mine, he was like, well, bro, why are we even worried about if these people find this priceless artifact, man? We own the gold mine, we're good. And I said, bro, if these people get the artifact, they'll have money, then they won't work for me. Then I can't violate them, because to get them to go work in that mine, you're gonna actually have to pay them good wages, which cuts into his profits. That's why Esau needs you poor. But the poorer you are, the more he can exploit you. You're under. It's just like when man go boxing. You ain't got no fans. Man's gonna offer you some shit deal. Man's A-side you, and now you're getting nothing. Yeah, because man's like, what do you bring to the table? It's in their interest to keep you as B-side as possible. Man. It ain't about being fair. Now, you could have record industry. How do you think the so-called Jew is able to give a man a record deal? And it's like, my man ain't really getting nothing from it. Yeah, because his point of view is, oh, do it yourself then. Well, you can't, because you're broke. You don't have distribution company. Exactly. You're talking about a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure that I've got that can push your shit.
But I'm saying, Esau's got what we don't have, which is the money. You want the money, right?
Yeah.
Esau got no fucking talent, but he got money, so he don't really care. He can just sit on his own money, invest it. He can do what he fucking wants.
You're the one that needs
do, right? But you need to change your life.
Yeah.
Right? You got the talent, but you got no means to show the world that. You know? So he takes advantage.
Now imagine you had your own. or you had enough.
Yeah, you
Now the negotiation
That's fair.
would become more fair because you got more on yours. You could be like, well, I don't really need you that much. But when you need him to that degree where he can now pick and choose between all you dirty niggas coming calling out the woodwork, now you're gonna get some shitty deal. And he's like, take it or leave it.
And that's how you know the Jake that in these entertainment industries, they're the worst of fucking Jake, man. Because they're prepared to do it, man. They're prepared to do it.
They all are.
But it's Job 20 and 4 on down. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So,
Ultimately, man, when you compare Esau's rule to eternity,
It's one of the most pivotal times in history, but it's also going to be the smallest time in history. It's going to mean a lot.
which is mind blowing.
It's crazy.
It just shows you the power of the Most High, because this is just a flash of the past thing.
And the mercy.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. But then as well, it actually how because we've been under like an earth filled with wickedness for thousands of years. But it just shows you that the final form of earth is always meant to be righteous, because this is all going to end now, and eternity of righteousness is going to far supersede this flash of the planet. Yeah. But it's like since shit has been wicked so long, it feels like this is how it's always going to be.
It feels like it's not normal.
Yeah.
Like people just murder. Murder is normalized in this world.
Yeah.
Murder's supposed to be a thing like, what? Man did
Oh,
what?
it was a ghastly thing when Cain did it.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Just the other day, the Edomite shot his dad. And he's sleeping. You know what I mean? But that's not normal. That's the thing now that you see it, you go, wow, that's deep. Because it's not even shocking though.
It happened the other week. The white girl went to America to visit her pops.
Oh yeah, shot her.
Shut her because she cursed out Trump.
Oh, murder's a normal thing now. Murder, look, even this Epstein thing is really normalizing people.
That's what I said. It's normalized.
It's not shocking.
it was not. I was going to mention the Gaza thing, because like for me, before
Oh, that's
Twitter,
normalized.
yeah, Twitter's content filters were on point back in the day. But for all of a sudden, on my timeline, I was seeing the most horrific images, to the point where you just got to a point where you just blanked it out. You're not supposed to be blanking out a child that's in the middle of a building, man. That's supposed to be an atrocious thing. You're not supposed to see that.
Yeah.
You're not
Oh,
supposed to see
just
that.
being sick is normal.
Yeah.
Children being sick, like
Children
like the
have
brother always
cancer.
goes into the whole healthcare, the whole darkness of the world, because we don't know no different. It's normalized. But this is the beautiful thing is that our world, man, the Lord, the world of our Lord, man, it's gonna be like night and day, man. And Esau's gonna see it before we X him out. We're gonna show him, like, because he's gonna be 1,000 years. So 1,000 years into the kingdom, he's gonna be like, oh shit, like this is what we could have done. Yeah, but you shit.
Another thing you mentioned about that, because you see these images and whatever, right? The world is supposed to be outraged, right? But everyone just jots it down and says, oh, we can't do nothing about it anyway. We're going to leave it to, the UN or America to do this or that. Imagine in the kingdom,
Oh man.
we're going to see if anything like that happened. And we saw it. Bro, that thing will be done, taken care of
Modern chariots.
at that time. It ain't going to be like, oh, we're going to leave it to somebody else. No, we're going to do something about it.
And ultimately, that's the
It
point.
ain't going to go on for like 10 years. Bombing and all this. It ain't going to go on like that. Waiting for diplomacy to work itself out. No, fuck that. Judgment's coming.
That's why you
Judgment.
need the 144,000, yeah? That's it, to establish proper rulership in the earth, man. Fuck Paul Malone. Like you chat and breeze. You need the world. What's better than perfect? And that's why I say that. Understand what the scripture says. We're gonna be perfect. Now, imperfect rulers, nobody needs them. Because you got a ruler that can be corrupted, it's gonna be Game of Thrones, it's gonna be madness.
That's not what the earth's supposed
That's
to
not
be.
what the sons of God being perfect, being a complete representation of the perfection of the Father on earth. Man, that's the kind of rulership you need, man.
Yeah.
That's the kind of management you need. You don't need the Arteta management. Go on.
It says,
Drop that.
see how it's about being spiritual. It says, Job 20 and 5, right? I'm gonna keep going. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up unto the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds.
Which is what's happened. The Edomites are gassed like they've really done something in there. But this, when you really appraise it and you really start analyzing what the condition of the earth is, you're like, yo, this earth's cooked. The earth is actually cooked. This man's got sex change going on, all kind of madness. It's insanity.
You don't know how to.
Don't have to eat anything. People are actually insane. Everyone's got multiple mental conditions. It's just demons attached to everyone. It's corrupt, it's messed up, it's toxic. The kids are toxic. In the UK, all these kids are toxic. They're all bullies, they're all toxic. It's messed up out here, man. Well, my daughter's in school, and most of the kids have like cards where they can just get up and leave the classroom because they got one mental illness or another. It's just mad, like, you're like, yo, it's just mental asylum going on the Esau's watch. But then at the same time, he's exalted as the grand vizier of enlightenment, like, and it's like, yeah,
everyone's damaged.
And then some of the nations he looks down on, like he'll look down on those, as Trump calls them, shithole countries like Zimbabwe. But Zimbabwe's got great schools. You go schooling in Zimbabwe, you won't learn, and you will. Like certain of these places, you will go to certain places where speaking 3 languages is normal.
Yeah.
Like no one's like, oh my god, they're like, oh yeah,
Which is where it's got all the tech is dumbed down. I mean, look at Elon.
exactly.
And anyone that believes that guy code or anything like that, that guy is the biggest fraud. We got real coders around here. That guy ain't no engineer. Like, anyone that believes that he's sitting there with schematics here, bro, no, bro, that is, if ever I've seen a plant, an individual that's just been put in a position, just listen to him talk for longer than half an hour. That guy's an idiot, bro. Like, he's an actor.
The engineer.
It says, yet he shall perish for everyone like his own dung. They which shall see him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea,
You think about a dream you had like 3 weeks ago.
exactly.
It's there like
Sometimes you're struggling to remember parts of a dream from last night.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Esau. He's going to be, and it's a beautiful thing because you watch his movies, it's like, it's the year 50, 85, and they're still Edomites. No,
bro.
Like, Edomites are not necessary for the world. And this is what what they've managed. Even our people, some of our people think like that. Edomites, what's necessary is the Most High, his knowledge, his wisdom being established in the earth through his sons. That's what's necessary.
Yeah.
Esau's never been necessary. Esau ain't the guy. He ain't the one. I'm sorry to tell you that. He ain't the guy. I know Prince Charles ain't the guy.
No.
Epstein ain't the guy. Like Donald Trump, these are not the guys. They're not the ones that are going to lead the people of earth into the golden age, the true golden age.
precepts come.
Yahweh Shai is the one.
It always has been.
And this technology thing, bro, the technology we're going to have in the... Like, you serious, bro? Listen, bro. Our father created the earth, bro. You think we're not going to have technology? Created the technology, bro. You're crazy.
And do you take that we gonna have to work on the first one? It ain't gonna be
No negative side
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be an experiment where 1 million kids in a village died, and then after like the 10th generation, like 900,000 kids died instead. You know what I mean?
Man's been pioneered that
Yeah.
turned into chicken nuggets.
Yeah, for real. It was interesting, man. Obviously, my mom was a non cynic. Last night, a couple days ago, we talked about back in the 50s, they used to give a drug for morning sickness. Yeah. Formaldehyde. And basically, bro, there was tens of thousands of children born without limbs.
Wait, did you say formaldehyde?
Yeah.
Wait, that sounds like...
No, you're thinking. We might think about another.
No, isn't that what they used to fucking...
That's embalming.
Yeah, embalm people,
Yeah.
bro.
I'll show you.
No way they were giving them formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde.
Sounds familiar, bro.
Oh, sorry, I thought it said formaldehyde.
Oh,
I was not saying, no,
Yeah,
that's
formaldehyde.
Esau's saying.
Yeah.
I said mine, but
No, I thought it said far. I didn't know you said thumb.
Yeah, yeah. It says,
Okay.
it says, a
So why keep with that terrible accent?
it says a drug marketed in the late 1950s for morning sickness caused severe birth effects in over 10,000 children. Most notably, profound limb malformations. And if you look at how some of these babies are born, look at how that shit will make you want to.
When all they needed was a proper diet.
Yeah, like,
All they needed was a proper diet, bro.
calcium, protein. There was
Some steak.
some steak.
Yeah.
That's so that was what's happening in the 50s.
Esau, makes
What happened in the 50s, man?
He makes it better.
The thing is, there was another one though.
I think that was the one.
That was what happening, bro.
Put money on it.
Like, can you imagine that? Just bare people, just little kids, born with a head and just fingers, nothing else, bro. Yeah, exactly. It was the same thing.
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
The Agent Orange shit. That man.
Hey, men's just women shall bring forth monsters. Esau's part of that.
Morning sickness.
Esau's creating all monsters out here.
Yeah, the way Esau does things is not right. It ain't right. But we get to a point in stage where this stuff kind of works or something. It's don't worry about what he did on the road to get there.
But it's off. It's not working. It's temporarily working. Yeah? It's not working. Our knowledge and our technology that we're gonna have is going to be in balance with life, with nature, man. It's gonna actually be beneficial. Esau's things are made in China technology. It works, but it don't work. It's shaky. It's not the right thing.
And we ain't gonna deal with addiction, getting people hooked on shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, there was it's funny mention that shit. There was a drug, its side effects. So there was a drug and its side effects made people have other addictions. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what's going on? But that's Esau for you, man. I've got research. And then, but then, because it's like even when they what they'll do is they'll repackage statistics, right? They'll show you, like, for instance, they'll show you a graph and they'll zoom into it, right? Like, for instance, I think it was one of them, maybe polio. I want to say polio. It was one of them, basically, right? Where basically what they did is they zoomed in on the graph to like that bit, and then said, "You see, that's when we started giving the thing for polio." And then it went down like that. But what they don't show you, I think, with polio, is that actually it was really trending down because sanitation. And that's a big thing about all of those cities were people moving into big cities, right? And then I mean, you look, like in London, legit, you just have people throwing shit and piss outside of the window.
I didn't know they had immigrants. Some third world. Who's that? What they look like?
Hasty.
Even
Right?
milk. The
Milk as well.
Like milk with nature is raw. You know what I mean? Like if the mother is breastfeeding the child, it's raw milk. The milk that you get from cows normally is raw. But what happened was once we started having this in the industrial revolution and it was the major cities, the storage processes of milk got fucked up. So that's why like raw milk and how it's stored was causing major problems. Yes. But really milk is supposed to be localized. And you know what I mean? And farms nearby.
Yep. And
not city based.
exactly, and then in that way that you're getting it immediate. Same with flour. The flour that we have is basically nutrient free, stripped because it's like flour. As soon as you break it down, especially having like white flour, at that point the speed at which it loses nutrients actually very fast.
Yeah.
Very, very
So
fast.
really, all you really need is
Oxidization.
let's say you wanted to improve the technology. You just needed to have a way of grinding up, making it easy to grind, making it easier to grind flour.
That's it.
And grind. That's all you needed.
No.
Well, obviously,
Sorry.
one guy wanted to be the guy that was
Exactly.
producing all the flour to sell it all in mass produce, so he could be a billionaire
Yeah.
because he's selling everyone flour. instead of everyone buying grain
Exactly.
and then making
Building
it by
themselves.
themselves.
Because it makes no sense that now everyone has celiac, where they get gluten intolerance and all of that. But it's like, man, then
Because we're scared to be fucking. Yeah.
You see, most kind This is Revelation 21. The title is New Heaven and Earth. And it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, where first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and we will no more see. Working to Yeah, so we know that the earth that we have right now is going to remain, right? It's being talking about the era, the age that we live in, going to be when you start. The reset button is going to get pressed. When Moses brings all this judgment, he's sort of taking out. It's going to be a new beginning, right? So everything's going to be refreshed, man, because the earth desperately needs it. Yeah, it desperately needs it. Just like the Most High reset the earth when he brought the flooding, you know. Yep. That's true. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven. Right? That's the men of the Lord, the elect, descending with our shining angels. You know? That's who these people are going to witness coming down from heaven. Right? Which are the seed of Israel. You know? Yeah. Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying.
This is what we're looking forward to. I know. Like, well, not really. Like, why you gotta hate on this message?
You gotta be a mega demon. I mean, obviously, like, it's not for everybody, you know. And this is the thing: no one likes to be left out, you know. But this is the covenant, the promises made to the children of Israel. The Most High made with our forefathers, man. It doesn't include everybody, so obviously we're gonna benefit more than everybody else. But everybody is gonna benefit.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's just short term. You're not, because you know you have to catch the judgment.
Yeah, we got fun.
Exactly. We all drank in that cup, right?
Yeah.
The Lord said you have to drink it.
Yeah. I mean, even just like this, once the earth is renewed and just like the food standard for food, by default, everyone's food standard is going to be better.
Exactly.
So
The air, the water, everything is going to be better. Like the slower pace of life.
the slower pace of life.
Because people just bugged out and stressed out because, bro, Esau got you doing madness all the damn fucking time. Working for pittance and you broke all the damn time. You're stressing all the time, right? Things are going to change. Like I said, everything's going to change. The whole system's going to change under the system of righteousness under Yahweh Shai.
Even just the ability to, obviously, you ain't got cars and kids without chariots. But it's like,
How you know, man? I'm a rich.
We're going to have modes of transportation,
yeah,
right? And we're going to do the things that's right for the planet.
exactly. Yeah.
Right? Whether that means, you know, the horses get upgrades and you know, they run faster, I don't know, whatever. We don't know. We don't know how it's all going to work out, man. But we're going to have the things that require us to live and to make things efficient and so on and so forth. And you think over like millions of years, remember, killing's forever. You don't think in a billion years or whatever, they ain't going to bring forth new things. New technologies that's going to make things like even crazier. Of course, he had nothing about 100 years on the planet of doing some hardcore industrialization shit, right? Look what he's done in 100 years.
And that's why he can't rule.
Yeah.
Like,
He didn't do it right? But imagine what we could do in more time. Of course, we're going to surpass this long, you know, we're going to well surpass this, man. It's going to be clean.
level of technology.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, you so much you think, oh, we're just eight, you couldn't do nothing in a billion years. Fuck off, man.
How you know?
You weren't doing nothing for thousands of years, bro. You was in the fucking Caucasus, bro. You're not doing nothing. Not for 1,000 years. You was locked up, right? You weren't doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's just who the Most High is with. And the Most High was with you in this period of time to do what you're doing, but it's not right. You know?
So I was going to say, it's, you know, in this world, you buy a car secondhand, you know there's a problem. You know, and like, you know, the guy, he gives you that, yeah, it's good car, brother. Right? But you know that there's a problem. He knows that you know there's a problem, right? But yet, the point I'm trying to make in our world, right? Our word is going to be born. Like, what kind of world do we live in where what a man says ain't born? I always think back to the time in the book of Esther, right, where the whole back end of it is because the king had made a decree, and it was like, yo, once the king's made the decree, it has to be done. But once that stamp is on it, it's official. It's official.
Now you can say another thing now, right? So he gave them license to defend themselves, yeah, but he couldn't undo what he already said, right? So now it's down to them and you now, you know. But just know that you're not allowed to defend yourself, innit? Exactly. You know, so if they man really want it, you didn't even want it with the Hebrews anyway. But you know, because they knew about it.
But then it's a thing of just like in Esau's world, he will have these big grandiose where the UN we're gonna, sign this decree, and then they don't follow it the next day.
Well, America is the greatest example of that right now. That man don't care what no one said ages ago.
Yeah.
Or what was written. They got authority in because they got military power.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. Might is right. So, but we're not gonna rule just because we're mighty. We're not gonna do things just because we can. We're gonna do things according to the law.
Yeah.
Right? It's what we're supposed to be doing, right? And it's what he doesn't do that by his own law that he makes up. Right? But that's how we're gonna rule by our law, the law that was given to us by our Heavenly Father. Yeah.
Right. This is Isaiah chapter 2. No, let me go to Daniel 2. Daniel chapter 2. And 40. Yeah, and 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Why would it never be destroyed?
Righteous.
Because there's a important reason why it won't be destroyed, right? Because it's a kingdom full of righteousness. The reasons why all these kingdoms previously have fallen is because of wickedness. Yeah? The scripture tells you that. And this is why this place is ending the same way. Because it's not a righteous place.
Bro, you know how like it's actually the righteousness is a mindset. Because it's like, like now, the ancient Romans, the Greeks, blah, 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 blah. Imagine there's going to be just billions of years. Yeah. That is not that basically it happened, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Like
Happened?
it's so far like removed.
Yeah. But on that, can I also say as well, what's going to be beautiful is the fact that right now they'll have all of these Greeks, these Romans or whatever, but we're going to be like, yeah, man, that was a nasty ass devil. Right, that was a nasty ass. Oh, Trump, oh man, he was the biggest of them all.
Because you're all devils.
Yeah, because you're all devil.
And because he saw like the grandson, like his civilization is better than everybody else's previous, right? He will try and do that, right? The fact of the matter is, you will fail because of the same reasons. So you're all just as bad. Esau the worst, but you've all fallen in the same path of wickedness, right? And that's all these nations, all these empires are going to be remembered by is the wickedness they generate in the earth. You know,
It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
it's the time of the Israelites, man. Right? Because it's like I was thinking about, right? Because we had a kingdom, right? We were in our region, and we had certain nations in subjection and whatever. You had the Esau and tribute and all that kind of stuff, where you should be, right? But we didn't rule the earth. We didn't rule over the earth. We never had the time to rule over the earth. These other nations have the known earth and all that kind of business, right? You had the opportunity to do that, and you just did madness with it, right? We wasn't ready yet, evidently, because we couldn't even run our kingdom most of the time, right? But the Most High is gonna make us ready, right? This is what the changes are all about, right? And when we get given that power, we're gonna rule over the whole earth, right? Galactic, right? And everything is gonna be in order. Everything is gonna be perfect.
Guardian of the galaxy.
Yeah. Right. So this is our time. It ain't left to other people. You've had your opportunities, man.
That's what my second Peter 3:13. Right, it's him wearing dwelleth righteousness. Yeah. So look forward to his brothers have been going into in this lesson. It's just like you live in a world where just wickedness is just normal. Reigns. No, wickedness is default. Sorry. It's like you have to actively do righteousness in this world.
Well, you can't get on in this world otherwise. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be what you want to be in this world without doing wickedness. Yeah. Because everyone dreams of earning that big money to live a good life. But you can't live that good life unless you go all the way in. So you have to settle and be on the edge of things all the time, And even then, you got man do wickedness down there. You know, it's so it's like it's just endemic. It's just endemic in this place. You know,
It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms and stand forever. And it makes you think about if this council of work be of men that come to naught, but if the most time you can't hope for it.
Yeah.
Right. So that means all this shit is temporary, bro. This stuff is all temporary. It's actually, and it's gonna, because remember, this earth was made to be perfect. Like the you know, basically everything's in a perfect cycle, but it's the rulership that's made it out. I mean, and the man that's cursed Cain is ruling. So that's why the earth is not gonna ever give up. Like we've never actually seen the peak beauty of earth.
Yeah.
it's not tells you.
of ourselves.
Yeah, even about
Because it tells you when the earth wax is weak.
Yeah.
Right, because it's been mistreated. It's,
Yeah,
you know, men's blood and
yeah.
the defiling of the
Yeah,
land, the
defiled.
rituals, and all these types of things. The earth is sick.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why it's like basically 12,000 years basically. But like the 10th part is already gone. We're not going into it, right? You know, and this is why the earth's gonna be renewed because at the end of all those years, it's gonna start again. It's gonna be refreshed because the earth is really at its end in terms of like its life was drained. You know, so we need to start again, man. But it requires the wicked being out of rulership, so we can start again.
Yeah, but it's a cycle. It's a cycle that's come to the end. And now it's going to be a perfect cycle of eternal righteousness. Righteous, standards.
The earth will be full of vitality. So the earth is going to be producing like never before. Like, it's not Trump, never. You know, I'm not, not just saying that.
Never lived before.
You know, but we're not just saying that. You know what I mean? The earth is going to be different than what you're used to.
Last time we come across a lake, it's not technically.
Well, I found some one time under some paradise. I was like, why are you here?
Probably so smoking.
Why are you on a flower, bro? Like, you're under some rock somewhere. Like, man's hiding.
Yeah.
Because on what the brother was saying,
Ladybird got anxiety.
on what the brother was saying, I remember being young.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, but remember when you was young, you went to a park in spring. You had to know that there was rules, not rules, but there were certain things you could do to stop the bees from stinging.
Yeah.
You don't know those
Shit.
things anymore
Shit.
because there are no bees to sting you.
Yeah.
I used to go to the park right nearby me, right? And every summer, springtime, whatever, there'd be a bunch of caterpillars in the trees, right? And there's obviously like we're told don't touch the minute because obviously the minute make rational like I'm taking it. I don't see those caterpillars no more.
Yeah, I don't see them, bro. I don't see them. Last time I saw a butterfly, man.
You know, even though do you know them big ants with wings?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
They're not as big as these days.
You don't remember that?
Flying ants.
Summer.
Flying ants. Oh shit!
It's been that vibrant. Hey, I came over here.
It's crazy.
You don't see that no more.
Some drops.
I do see them now and again. When the time comes, they're not as big as they used to be.
Yeah, I remember.
They used to be a problem, but they used to be flying around, bumping into you and shit. Man, it's annoying.
The same thing that even though you're driving on the
Yes, yeah.
motorway, you need to see. I mean,
Yeah.
The windshield thing as well.
It's not a street, but
Then I remember what the elder joke was like. The flies aren't even as fast as you. But it's real because back in the day you'd be doing this for ages. Nowadays it's just a straight.
that's like road spirit, but there's calories in the air.
Yeah.
Why don't you eat too much calories now when it's slow, sluggish?
Yeah, look at that spiritual.
Them bees pop therapists and shit now.
Yeah, the bees are smaller. If you see one, they're smaller.
Yeah. Bro,
Yes, sir.
you know what?
I see more bees on the floor
Yeah.
than I see in the air.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. Yeah. You know?
I remember one time with the brother, we saw a beef and flow. I think we gave him water. And it piped up a bit.
It's the one.
But that's the truth.
Shit, huh?
But this is the state of Esau's world that he's created, and he'll try and sell it like it's like the best it's ever been, but it's really the worst it's ever been. You know, can't.
this is book 2 Ezra 15 and 6. For wickedness has exceeding polluted the earth.
Polluted the earth, and this is not just even just going into like car fumes and shit. Everything he does is a corruption and a pollution of it. He don't do the land stuff. He don't let the earth to rest. He put it for the chemicals. You know, he's infected everything. And so all life is being affected because we all live together in an ecosystem.
They basically said all American wines tested positive for Roundup, whatever.
Or the
that.
pesticide, the weed killer.
Yeah. And it's like that. So I knew there was a reason I never liked American.
Because what's that? I can't remember the actual substance in it, which causes the carcinogen basically.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's present in the Roundup thing. And the farmer saying, yeah, to get it in your wine.
Yeah.
But why I'm not surprised though.
Exactly.
You know, there's so much like nuclear waste and he's all blowing up shit all the time, uranium. It's like, what do you expect? What do you? The air, we all share the same air. It all circulates. You know what I mean?
Even like we spoke about
Rain.
before, even like when we were younger, the statement was 1 in 3 people will be affected by cancer. Now there's
that's
like
going.
1 in 2 are going to be affected by cancer.
I thought we was advancing science and knowledge. Why is it going on?
And the thing is, he knows how to kill it. That's what's like. He knows how to stop it. He don't want to stop it because you stop that, it takes away a fucking industry. You know what I mean? It has to, look, Eve has to buy it. Like some nigga has to buy burger.
Well, they showed that.
Yes. Yeah,
That was, as has been said, that was a documentary. Man.
that was a documentary.
You know, because you remember there was, oh shit, it's in the
It's
it's
in
a hair
chicken.
product, it's in the
It's
chicken,
yeah,
it's the hair products,
yeah.
and come to find out, those hair products gave Eve cancer. Man.
Yeah, well, which they recently admitted that because of the because a lot of it has you have the artificial shit, which has the microplastics. So you got microplastics.
Sorry, that's the thing all by itself. Plastic. We didn't have plastic before.
Yeah, glass.
And he's gonna give you that some great invention.
There's
And
glass,
yeah, it's
clay.
uses, but at the same time, look at the damage it's done. Look at the damage plastic has done. You know, all you fucking compound shit that don't really exist. You know, but yeah, but it lasts forever. Yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, to you. Is it good?
Everything like genetically engineered and stuff like that. Because some base explaining it, it's like you've got a seed, can't patent the seed. If you bioengineer it, you can patent it. So with this man, as we read in Habakkuk 2, it's all about greed. He can never be satisfied. Bro, just let man grow a lemon in his yard. You know, but lemon tree takes too long to grow. So I'm going to bioengineer it so it can grow in 6 months instead. But let time have its course.
I have a point I just wanted to make. So we're talking about plastic pots. So I said, why are clay pots healthier for cooking? Clay pots are considered healthier for cooking because they are non-toxic, alkaline, number one, and retain more nutrients while enhancing flavor.
But the clay itself has nutrients.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What does the plastic give you?
Nothing.
Oh, definitely.
Sorry,
Microplastic.
I'm
Gives you
sorry.
microplastic.
It says made from natural clay, they prevent chemical leaching found in some metal cookware.
But all our bottles are in plastic bottles.
Yeah. So that's
To get glass ones is difficult.
that's what.
Sorry, it's like I'm again, but we used to have a thing in England, right? Good old days, right? Milkman.
Yeah.
We bring you your milk in glass bottles.
Yeah.
I don't fucking see that no more.
When's the last time you seen a glass milk bottle in a fucking Tesco? I can't tell you when I last saw it.
You know, because it's all about profit.
Even they have them in, they just be expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Over £3.
Yeah.
But plastic's mass produced, and obviously glass is a craft, right? Craft bottles is a craft, right? And bear in mind when out of business when all this plastic shit came in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now someone's a billionaire that makes plastic.
Yeah.
You know, but these men are out of business now because it's expensive.
And the
It's a
thing is,
process.
it's like with glass, you can actually recycle glass.
Yeah.
The thing with plastics and the thing with recyclable things, I don't know about like plastic per se, but let me talk about paper, for instance. Paper you can only recycle n times, right? So it's like, for instance, you'll get someone in the office. Why are you putting that in the bin? Put it in a recyclable. It's like, no, actually can't be recycled. Like tissues can't be recycled because they basically have reached, you know, some may, but basically like you can only recycle certain things a certain number of times. Whereas glass, you go back to blood society.
No, that metal is melted.
Almost as if it was a perfect design.
Yeah. Here it says the porous, so like little holes and stuff. Slow cooking process seals in moisture, reducing the need for oil, while the alkaline nature balances food acidity for better digestion. So it even helps your digestion.
So-
And that shit exists already.
So again, so what was the reason to move away from that?
Become a devil.
Because someone wants to control the industry, they can control
That's it.
you know, and make that product obsolete or say it's not as good.
Yeah, it's not-
Because that's what they tell you, it's not as good. So we use plastic now because you can endure longer, you don't break, don't break, you know, don't drop the pot. You
And
don't
guess what?
break.
If you smash the clay on the floor, scoop it up, just blend it up again, and make it again.
I saw someone doing. I was like, oh, actually, wouldn't mind learning how to make some clay
Yeah.
stuff. Like, looks cool.
Sorry, actually.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. That's what I'm saying. Esau just he just wants to change everything to how he wants it. If he can find benefit in it, you know, because Esau has a whole bunch of oil they could use in it. You find all this oil, all they use to make plastic. You know, make money out of that. You know, but the healthier ways, the tried and proven ways, he's gotten rid of.
Yeah.
All the herbs, he's gotten rid of.
Yeah.
That's illegal now. We go do science. Everything's biochemical
Yeah.
now. And it's like, why?
Because then you got to go to him.
Go to him.
He says, "I'll go to him for a want of all things." I was
That's right.
thinking about it, it's like as you were speaking, right? I was like, right, if you had, if you needed something, right? If you needed a new pot or something, you could get the clay, do it yourself, right? But now, if you need the metal stuff, you need to do X, Y, and Z. You now have to go to someone else, which you wouldn't have metal, right? But you go to the to Smith. That's why you have in England. You've got a lot of people last name Smith, right? Because that was the profession of their family, right? They were metal workers, right? So certain people that have those skills, but for the most part, herbs. You can go into the garden or whatever. Go to a pub. You can make certain things yourself. Even how we cook. I mean, the elders were going into this a couple of weeks ago, but how basically like food, how food was cooked back in the day, was basically in such a way that it's got the medicine in the food, right? So then you're eating it and you're getting healthier from it. Whereas who here can make paracetamol? You know, you have to go to him, right? But once again, that's a scripture. But you know, he wants it so that we're complete slaves. We're completely dependent on the system.
And you know, Esau might have a point with certain things, and obviously the efficacy of the herbs is not what it used to be. You know, because Esau's had ways of destroying that, like he's destroying the earth, right? And even in things like you say, the medicines in the food that we eat and stuff like that, even in the animals and stuff, right? Well, what are these animals eating? Junk, essentially.
Yeah. Fucking.
So these are not really healthy animals that we're eating anyway, either. So it's not having the best effect on their bodies like it should be. And that's why in the kingdom, everyone's going to notice an improvement in their lives, in their living standards and whatnot, their health.
So because also you reminded me of a point I was going to make earlier on, and it's a preset. So, but basically it was everything E is doing for speed. So I use the example with the cows. He'll be giving them hormones so that they grow faster and stuff like that.
All
Exactly.
these antibiotics is giving them because they're not healthy.
And but then as well, in the process of speeding up things, one thing that they've noticed is like for wood, you know, back in the day, because they're speeding up the process of certain wood making or tree wood making trees. maybe I am no but no, point I'm trying to make is they found that those trees which you call it, those trees they found actually not as strong.
Well, you know what? They actually told that by certain homes that's made in like 30s, 40s and stuff. They have compared the timber in the structures, and they found out those woods that was used in the 40s and stuff, they're more denser. And like, you know, trees have those rings. It's like the ones back then, there was more compacted, more rings. So it's more strong. But these ones, the layers, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we find out.
So point just being, he doesn't want to let things have their time, right?
He hasn't got time.
My spirit,
He ain't got time. That's
the
why.
spirit Esau sold his birthright. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I want it now. I want it now. I got a precept. This is back in Isaiah 2 and 4. We talk about the right of rulership. All right, and it says, 2 and 4, and it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their plowshares into swords. Sorry, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation.
Are they going to focus on just living?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not warring.
Yes.
Just going back to what they should be doing, farming and
Mm.
agriculture and all these types of things. Like, why is all these nations spending all this money on war when it could be going to something else that's more useful to the people? That's a whole big statement just straight there. These people could be focused on that rather than focusing on how to shoot guns.
Yeah.
Man, farm the land. Farm the land proper.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna jump up and start again at verse 2.
Yeah.
And it says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains."
Right. So again, Israel is at the top of everything. That's it. Right. That's the order of things. Right. It's not the other nations. It's Israel. Right. And the other nations are going to be underneath learning. What because we're lights. We're lights to the nation, light to the Gentiles. That's what we are. Right. So you're going to learn.
That's right.
You know. Yep.
Right? And it says,
From the best.
yeah, that's it. And top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall, and many people.
That's the leader by a slag, yeah, man. I swear I said that's the leader. But the way you move is different, like
It shows and many people shall go and say, "Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob."
God of Jacob. Yeah.
And he will teach us, God of Jacob. Say,
That's it.
and he will teach us of his ways, and we'll walk in his path.
Right, because we got the way. Most High gave us the way. He gave us the law, such as commandments to live by. So we're the ones that have the way. You nations don't have the way. That's why you need leaders in the form of us to show you the way. Because the Lord is dealing through us. He's not dealing with the other nations. He's dealing through us. And that's why you have to come to us. You ain't going to go to, Most High ain't going to come to you. And so, look, yeah, this is how you're going to live from now on. No, we're going to come and tell you this is how you're going to live from now on. You know, because we've been given that decree.
That's
Yep.
right. And it says, shall go forth the Lord, and it says, and we walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among nations, and shall rebuke many people, and shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn any more.
So that's peace. The Israelites are going to bring peace. Yeah, they're going to bust heads to put everything in order, but it's going to bring peace.
Yeah, because
And
after
it-
war
after that's
comes
gonna be-
peace.
yeah. And then there ain't going to be no more war after that.
You say, yeah, we'll go and bust heads, but you know, like, especially brothers and children and that, where it's like, might have to do a little, you know, but then it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
They know, they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Correction, yeah.
exactly.
I was acting like a bitch. Yeah. But like, these nations are going to realize that they're wrong because the Most High's judgment is going to be clear. Right? The Most High is angry because of the way these men are living. Right? And so they need guidance. Right? And now's the time for that. Because now the righteous rules are in place. The Lord don't want to give us. It's like Solomon when he came to rulership. Right? David had these wars and these battles with the heathens around about him, and then it became quiet because he put them down. Right? His adversaries they were kept quiet, subjugated. Right? Solomon had a peaceful rulership. You know, and that's how it's been set up on this earth to be forever. The nations are going to get put down, and they're going to be in order, and we're going to live in a time of peace and enduring peace. Right? Because the level of the Israelites is going to be so much higher than the rest of these people. It's like. Why would we even do stuff, stupidness like that to go up against them? I know the family will talk about fucking Edom and Gog and Magog. Oh, fuck you talk about, right? But what in their right mind would even think to do something crazy like that? But you're dealing with gods. And it's not just yo, how do you know it's a god? No, it's not going to be questioning. It's not going to be no questions, bro. Like you're not gonna know.
But even in this world, you know, when you see a super J, you're just like, yeah, God.
I'll never
Don't sprint with it.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can never forget, man, the time I was in this petrol station. And those two like super jakes that go to like you know them work shit, the the Titans, isn't it? And they both bumped each other out after a long time. It's like, yo, bro.
The whole Predator.
Yeah, like
The handshake is-
They were both like 6'6" Titans. Like, shit. It's funny, yeah, because the Elam.
That's probably bugging out.
No, basically everyone thought they was fighting on us.
Yeah.
But it was just super.
Bad
Yo,
energy.
yo, man, I was laughing, bro. And I was like, man, these are Titans, bro. And there was basically bracing, yo, for a long time. Yeah, what? You still going to that gym? That shit was funny, bro. That shit made me laugh.
Man,
because
oh,
the
man.
fucking those people that were in awe of them, like, oh shit, like it's about to go down. Like is the earth going to explode?
Yeah.
No, it's just two super jakes, man.
And the thing is, these men are still mortals, bro.
They're still more.
And that's what I mean. Like, if you're in that, like, that's why it's not even going to be a question of if these men are gods or not, but everything's going to be there to prove, and the judgment, everything's going to be there to prove the fact that these men are legit, right? So this idea of rebellion is just not going to be there because it's just foolish, right? So everyone's going to be in check and recognize the authority and power that Most High has given his children, right? And the angels going to be around. It's just going to be a madness, right? So these men are not going to be on that mindset of like, oh, let's rise up against madness, right? So the nation's going to be in order. Right, so they're gonna respect our authority and our law, right? And so these men, they ain't gonna have no war against each other no more. If they got a dispute, they have to bring it up to the council, right? You know what I mean? A rules judge on the matter, righteous judgment, and they know it's righteous judgment. They know it's gonna be fair, so they're not even gonna dispute it. They're gonna like, oh, that's what it is, you know. And they're gonna be peaceful around, you know. Like,
Yeah, because that's what about right now, which I've got a precept. But it's like right now we live in a world where if you're a little country that the West wants to exploit, and you want to take your case to the UN, you know you ain't getting justice. Same in this world, where, like for the regular man, you might have a case where you go to the courts, and then you know that depending on where, especially depending on how the judge feels that day, right, you can get messed up. There's that particular divorce lawyer, a so-called white man, right? And basically, he does the news, he does the rounds online a lot. But basically, he was going into like one case that really hurt him, where as a lawyer, you have a legal obligation to defend your client, even if you know they're guilty. And he did his best to help the opposition because, like, he was like, bro, like, obviously my guy's guilty, but because that other side didn't know how to say something correctly, right, about to bring in evidence into the court, that bit of evidence got let go, right, meaning that although the person was guilty, they got off because of a technicality that they couldn't bring in evidence that proved without a beyond reasonable doubt that that person was guilty. What I'm trying to make is in our law ain't gonna be like that, right? If wait, evidence?
Evidence.
All right, bring it
That's
in.
what he did.
All right, judgment. You know, I know it was a long-winded way to get to that, but it's just like judgment is going to be a thing.
And we could be completely neutral. We ain't got no boys.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't siding with this
can't
guy over
pick
this
us
guy. Oh, but you know this guy, he's been serving you for 20 years. Fuck, who gives a shit? Fair enough. He knows the deal. Hey, he should have done it.
He's seen what happened.
Yeah, he should have done it. You know? There's no boys. He's still got boys, you know what I mean? He'll protect his boys and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he can pay people off.
You know, you have all these different fucking, you have the Freemasons, you have all these different groups
Yeah,
inside
secret system.
where he protects them and these men get shafted or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna have that system, bro. It's like the right is right, wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
And the judgment is gonna go out regardless, man. It don't matter who you are. You're not a respectable person.
Yeah. I was looking.
Doesn't matter about your tribute, what you came with your tribute that year. Well,
Yeah.
won your tribute, man. You're getting judged.
So, because I was trying to remember what the precept is, so I looked up "none make afraid," and then the reason I'm afraid that way is just like there's actually hella. There's eight,
Mile.
yeah, but it's like there's like 8 different.
None shall make it.
There are like 8 different precepts going into that fact that no one's gonna make us afraid.
You're not gonna be able to force our hand and
You know.
blackmail us and all these different type
Yeah.
of things. It's madness, bro.
Yeah, fucking. Try and make people do stuff on video so that you can blackmail them.
Bro, you ain't gonna catch none of the Israelites doing any madness, bro. This is the thing. You ain't nothing honest. You ain't got the power, you ain't got the wealth, you ain't got the influence, you got shit, man. You get shut down quick.
So, it says Jeremiah 46:27. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I'll save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
Seed.
We can say all day, all forever. Thy seed, man.
Oh, but salvation. No, okay, we gonna get the premium plan salvation. They're gonna get the
One advert.
The
You know what adverts on it?
salvation. Bunch of adverts.
No, they'll get adverts onto salvation. That's what they get to watch. What might happen, what could happen, but it don't happen to you. Though. You can't put the package.
Yeah, exactly. So that's basically what it. No, I see, which is what the Lord's elect.
I'm sorry, bro, but it's like, bro, if you're still there, bro, we moving on, man. Bro, look what's happening in the world.
It's a joke at this point.
What does Elon need to be saved from?
Exactly. It's like, but it's just like the amount of the amount of witchcraft that's happening right now, the amount of numerology that's happening right now, it's just like Esau's getting up to something. Right, the whole thing with Andrew, I don't like prefixing them with prince or king or whatever, the usurpers. Right,
They're not even doing that.
exactly.
That's
exactly
the days, man.
that you think.
Now he's just Andrew
That was
one
Andrew.
Batten.
Exactly.
Like when I first heard that, I was like, who the
Mentor.
fuck is this?
Yeah.
Man, Batten. Who the fuck is this? Man gave me his full name, you know.
Government name.
Yeah, government name, like you know,
Yeah.
you know when your parent angry at you, man.
Yeah.
Full name, out there. Full name, Prince title gone, right? You just full name out there. You man getting blasted. Like, who the fuck is this dude? Oh shit, it's Andrew, the Prince.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But point I'm trying to make is
No, he was talking about the signs and
oh yeah, the signs, yeah. So it's like, for instance, so Andrew, he was arrested right by six what do you call it, by six officers apparently, right, on his 66th birthday, 666 days after the whole thing with the horse that basically was running around with red on it, right? Then you've got NASA out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Artemis 2, a huntress. Basically, they're saying that they're gonna go do a flyby of the moon on the 6th of March, right? Then this whole thing with the tariffs, which the article was like it was 133 billion that has been saved off of, but then they've lost 3 trillion. So I'm just like, there's hella of the numbers that he works with. There's a whole load happening right now, but a heathen can be saved. It's like, bro, there's the time that we're in. Forget all of that talk.
he
Man.
ain't trying to be
They ain't trying to be saved. J. Cole said it.
That's
Sorry,
it.
3-6 said it.
Don't worry about them, man.
You want it.
Look, man. Look, don't worry about them, man. They're gonna have to catch hands because they're gonna know. They're gonna know, right? They're gonna have to catch hands, right? Just take your beats, right? You're gonna be alright afterwards. Remember that 1,000 years of times of beatings is a short time, realistically. In the scheme of everything, it's a short time, isn't it? Right? Go for it. But after this past is past, isn't it? Right? You're gonna be alright. The other nation's gonna be alright. So Esau has got to worry. Yeah. Esau got to worry. I don't know everyone's trying to save the so-called white man because he needs saving. Because he's done the worst, right? He's done the most. He needs saving, but he ain't gonna get no saving.
So he sorted it carefully with the sea.
That's exactly what came to mind just then. Right? There's no saving for Esau. They're the ones that need to be worrying, but he can't do nothing about it anyway, so he's finished.
Yeah. So let me just finish this off. It says, and back in Jeremiah 46:27, start again. It says, but fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
Us and our seed.
Yeah,
From
because
our captivity.
yeah, because we're the ones that was captive. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
they
Bro, it's not fucking complicated.
yeah, they put hands on us, but then they can join with our salvation.
What does that make sense? But
I mean, can't be Esau. Esau's never been the same way he talks. He's too mighty for that. You know?
The only
Can't do
time
anything to you.
The only time he talks about slavery is when he's trying to get off of his own slavery.
Where is Esau in captivity? That's one point. Like, how do these scriptures fit you all? Such a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Man.
Says, and Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid.
Chilling.
afraid, which means them small hats ain't the people.
Them are who they stay in fear.
Well, I worked with Amalekites, man. And bro, every time they were all out and about, and then the topic of where they were from came up, you could see they were edgy. Like the thing is, we knew innit, in the place, but it was like if they were out and about, they would be like, oh yeah, when I was in Jerusalem, and then they're doing
You know who does that? Fucking fugitive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Spirit. Yeah, a fugitive contact, because they don't want to make known who they are.
Exactly.
Because they know people are after them.
That's it.
You, bro.
Well, yeah.
Gotta get it.
Jake ain't ashamed, bro. Jake will just they'll proclaim I'm Jamaican. Man, I don't care where they're from. They'll put it out with the pride, you know. But if we knew it was Israelites, you know, fully, we'd be doing the same thing. We don't care. But you meant to be God's people, right? You meant to be the whole of the people, God's chosen people. But you don't act like it. You are scared all day long.
Can't. So it's Genesis 4. I'll start from. I'll start with verse 8. I'll start from the top. Genesis 4 from the top. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, "I've gotten a man from the Lord." And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought.
It's like you've always been associated with sheep. Fine, It's always been associated with sheep.
From the beginning.
Yeah. Right. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground in offering unto the
And
Lord.
by the way, these two, obviously, we know that, but you know, people in the world, or you know, people might be learning. You might read, "Oh, that's Cain and Abel." Bro, they came like Adam was their pops, and he was filled with the spirit of the Lord. So you know, he actually taught them ways. You know, remember the law is oral. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Abel knew what he had to do. But the thing is, Cain and Abel knew what they were supposed to do.
They're raised the same way.
They was raised the same way. You know? Just as Esau knew of the Most High, of Isaac's father.
But Abel feared.
Abel feared.
Abel feared to do what was told of him to do.
Yeah.
Concerning the heavenly Father. Abel has a rebellious spirit.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and that's the same spirit Esau has. Sorry, yeah, Cain has a rebellious spirit, right? Which is the same spirit that Esau has, right? He doesn't do what he was told to do, right? It's about he causes the law behind his back, right? So he knows it, he just doesn't respect it, and doesn't fear.
And both of them took no accountability. Both of them didn't take no accountability for what they did.
Yeah, but the fault was on them.
The fault was on them. You know, because even Esau, when he lost the birthright and blessing, which, you know, if you go into the birthright and blessing, it wasn't, you just blessed in it. No, it actually lined up with the promises, which was for Abraham, Isaac, and rested on Jacob 4 times, which was always meant to be for Jacob.
Verse 4. And Abel also brought off the firstlings of his flock.
Yes, you know, like he was taught to do. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like proper, didn't have blemish, like, you know what I'm saying? You know,
An acceptable sacrifice.
acceptable
So
sacrifice.
we're all required to bring forth an acceptable sacrifice. That's why there's laws around that. They were told these things.
You know what I'm thinking right now? Obviously, like, what's this guy? He would have known. Cain would have known what to sacrifice, right? But we'll talk about it later.
It says, and Abel, he also brought off the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord Yahweh had.
And it's spiritual, because if you got so like if you go into, obviously, firstly, it's the same thing as it says there in the NLT, and it says verse 4, and Abel also brought a gift, the best fruit of the firstborn lambs of his flock. The Lord accepted Abel's gift, but he did not accept Cain's gift. And that's spiritual, because it's like, you know, we are the Lord's love, and Esau's never been accepted, and there's nothing he can do to be accepted. You know what I mean? It's like, it's deep. It's like, and in spirit, it's like when Jacob got blessed, his like he was accepted, like, you know, blessed. Cain was rejected, or Esau was rejected. Even his blessing became his curse ultimately. You know, like,
And it says,
It's like it doesn't matter who you managed to convince like to like you, because Abraham liked you.
Yeah,
Because-
So
You know what I'm saying? So like, but my father loved me more, or whatever, you know. It don't matter because it's all about the
it's all,
heavenly
it's all
father.
about the Lord.
It's all about the heavenly father, man. He's love. And that's who that's the love you really want, but you can never have. And that's why you're so fucking mad, because you're trying to convince everybody that you're good.
You see, you like me.
Except me. I'm good for everybody. But you're not. You're not the chosen.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Especially you. Yeah.
I'm just a guy that's not me.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously it's funny because it's like, you know, like I'm sure like it obviously we read these scriptures and it's like it's a summary of real lives and real situations that happen. I'm sure throughout their lives they'll see the narrative of Esau and Jacob. Oh, they got the first book. I know he's
You know,
gonna be
and
great.
Cain was probably cool sometimes, you know what I mean? All these different types of things, but
Then guess what?
it don't matter.
Another-
Life turn.
and it says, and Abel, he also brought up the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof, and the Lord, Yahweh, had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Why did the Lord have respect? Because he done what he was asked to do. He done what he was told to do. Right? Because it showed he feared the Heavenly Father. So the Lord has respect for that.
to obey is better than sacrifice.
That's right. Right? So the Most High has respect for those types of things. And this is what Most High is only looking for: obedience. If you can't obey, you're nothing to him. You're something that's going to be destroyed eventually.
Yeah, or it says to continue that precept, disobedience as a sin of witchcraft.
That's it.
Rebellion.
Rebellion. Yeah,
Still a rebellion.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, same.
He was rebellion. But you know, but even then, it's like even if you think about it, it's like, bro, he specifically said, "I'm gonna get the firstborn person, best." So that means who taught him that was the best? Pops, you know, because his pops was, you know, the first man made to live in the sight of the Lord, you know, giving him wisdom. You know, he was because remember, Adam was a son of God, and obviously Abel was there, but Cain slew him, and that righteous line will continue. Seth, you know, sons of God, you know, they have, you know, sons of wicked, sons of men.
And this is why the image of God is more than just like because we look like, you know, man or whatever. Because Abel and Seth, they were in the image of Adam, righteous, right? Cain was not in the image of the Most High.
Yeah, that's it.
Even though he'd be a man like everybody else, he had a melanin, all these different types of things before he got cursed. Like being in the image of the Most High or God is more than just appearance. You know, it's deeper than that. And this is why the children of Israel were selected to bear the image of the Most High. But we didn't uphold that during our tenure, you know.
Yeah. Well, the scripture speaks about how, you know, it's important to teach your son. And there's another one that like speaks about though the father died, yet the son lived because he's left one better than himself. So the son isn't the image of his father. Yeah. And sometimes it happens where a son might look just like his father and end up doing the same things in life, just as his father.
Yeah, train up a child in the way.
Verse 5 says, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Yeah, so instead of like, all right, so why did this happen?
Analyze.
You know? He just got, you know what I mean? You know, fucking emotion. Crashed out.
When you read this account here, it's not even like the Lord gave him a heavy rebuke. He just didn't respect what he did. It's like, no, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. And he got mad because he knew that he wasn't good enough. What he gave was good enough anyway. But he got mad, and he's, you know, Lord was like, "Why are you mad?"
Yeah, that's it.
But hold on.
And if a righteous spirit, you know, was on him, said, you know, he's got accepted. Let me repent. Let me do what he did.
Yeah. I'll get it right next time.
What? I'm gonna kill this. How? What did
they able to do to you?
How we get there, man?
Even as Bob was reading that, and his countenance fell, I was like, you know what? We've all been at work, and we've seen an Edomite, and their countenance fall. Like, the pride is up, and you just see their
Yeah,
you
you
see their
see it.
face and the
See it.
energy
You see it.
change. He's there like, yo, you know that was
He looked like when I seen him, I looked like ready to show up church side.
That's why there's that meme in Babylon in schools. Basically, anytime a bullied Edomite walks out the class, everyone has to scout comes back with some shit. Counting he's coming back with smoke. Clear this place out. Yeah, that's it. That's it. God, bro.
And it says, and why
Yeah,
and why is by account slacker. Verse 6. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth?
Yeah.
And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted.
So he actually gave him
Right.
The father
opportunity.
talk, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
If you do what you're supposed to do, then of course man will accept. Like, yo, but if you don't,
so all we had to do was do the
repent.
right thing.
you have to repent.
Yeah.
We have to repent.
Pride is something that Esau has been given that is obviously like destructive to mankind, right? So it stops him being able to do the right thing because he wants to be right. Why do I have to? Why do all these questions? You know, like you're like, why do you have to do these things? And that? Bro, there's a reason, right? And you might be like, oh yeah, but it's because we was told to. Oh, but why do we have to? Bro, just do as you're told and everything will be blessed. So when you start doing extra shit, things get complicated, bro, and things don't work out the way you want them to.
Yeah.
You know, and this is Cain.
Yeah. I would say even when you're speaking, I was thinking about the law, because certain things, this law says don't do this, don't do that. And part of it, we just kind of have to accept it.
Yeah.
And then when the kingdom, we gonna understand and really be like, oh, that's why you don't do this. Oh, that's why you don't, do certain things. But it's for us right now. There's an element of, we can ask the why, but it's an element of faith, and that we're just gonna have to wait and understand in the kingdom.
Because the question is, when you be told no, does the why matter? Because like it's still no, regardless of whether you know the reasons why. The most I said no, then it's no, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, you can debate about what the reasons are, but it's still no. So does it really matter what the why is? Not really, because you can't do it anyway. You're going to try and find some excuse why it ain't that bad. No, it's bad because most likely going to judge you because it's bad. It's not because you might not die after eating shrimp. So, but you still gonna get judged eventually.
Yeah.
So whether the shrimp kills you or the most I kills you for doing it, the why doesn't matter anymore. It was not the right thing to do.
If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
For the Lord.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Satan's gonna have you. Right? That's what Satan got to Cain. He was open. Cain was open for Satan.
Because he was supposed to do that.
Yeah. That Satan's his boy, it's his son. Basically, that's what it is. Father of the devil, right? Satan took him.
And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field
So remember,
and chatted with him.
this is the intention.
Premeditated.
Premeditated.
Shag ready.
Yeah,
Whatever he had.
and it's the same thing with Esau after the blessing of the birthright. He said because his intention was when Pops goes, okay, Father,
I'm gonna kill your son.
that's what his mind was.
But that's what's happening now.
It's happening now.
Right now, you have a whole load of Edomites in that mindset of like, yo, when the time is right.
We had that dude who just got arrested planning that terrorist attack.
Right.
That white dude really kicked the race wars and that. He was looking to do damage, man.
Yeah.
He's getting guns and explosives ready.
Yeah.
There's there's Edomites in this world that are in that mindset right now, man. They are ready to fight. Kill Jake and whatever.
You have a load of Edomites right now that are just waiting for the time, because they'll be like, they can see stuff is happening, so they're waiting for that unrest so that they can go out and kill Jake. Right? That's what's in their hearts right now.
That's right. And it said, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against, Abel, his brother, and slew him.
And you know what? That proves he knew he was about to do wicked. But guess what? Are you in the field? Yeah. If it's on site, it's on site. No, but
Man, we chat to him and everything.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Hey, what's that? What's up?
I was
You
thinking,
can
like,
hide him in the field because you know it's the field. Go on.
how's the family? Everyone all right? Took him out.
And the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not.
Which shows you how much of a demon he is. Because you think the Lord don't know.
Yeah.
So he could
lie.
vibes.
Man, we testing you.
Testing.
But it's like every test the Most High gives you, you fail.
You failed.
Every test you fail, man.
Because in that moment, even though he's already done the wickedness, like,
I was mad. I got angry.
I was hurt,
Yeah.
you know, and Esau
Man,
still
doubled
hurt.
down. He doubled down,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Doubled down.
So there was murder there. There was
Lies,
lying, right?
no accountability.
No accountability.
Every red flag possible.
Yeah. They think to extrapolate.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes, you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're the older brother too. You know what I mean?
How you gonna kill your little bro, man?
That's
mad.
You a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, would you put it?
Little bro. You gonna kill your little bro? You can't kill any of your bros, but you gonna kill your little bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. You probably change his pants. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you gonna kill your little bro. What's going on, man?
And you're the oldest, you know better. All these different types of things. Yeah. And you just don't do better because you're just the devil.
Abel's always probably better than that envy. It was like, this is the fun.
And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of my brother's blood cried unto me from the ground.
Because the spirit, like, you know, die, go back to the spirit. And guess what? That's what's happening now. It speaks about the praying the saints,
Yeah.
crying out.
Yeah, and then also,
The game will be staying about course.
And thou art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened up her mouth to receive our brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
And that's why the earth now is in its fruit. Because he's ruling. And the earth is a foul and the inhabitants thereof.
which goes to show you that right now everything he's doing is witchcraft, because it's what witchcraft is circumventing the Most High's judgments, right? So that's why he's putting Roundup and everything, right? That's why he's genetically modifying everything, so he can try and get that abundance that ain't been promised to him.
But he can't get right in the
can't
other
get.
because Most High ain't giving the earth ain't giving it to him. Most High's not giving it to him. So he's finding workaround. So he's going to see this idol, that idol, you know, trying to get power from this and that to, you know, do what he wants to do. You know?
And it says, a fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be on earth.
Traveling dude doesn't run from justice.
Yeah, so back on that whole mini hat, you know, mini hat people, right? These men are always on edge because they know they're guilty, bro. Because they're amateur, they're the worst. They had to try with Esau. They know they're more guilty than everybody else, man. Like they know they're not really meant to be here.
Yeah. Full on imposters.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Name stealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Land
stealers.
stealers. You know, they define the land even more being there.
Murderers.
You know,
Because I've heard them Amalekat women be nasty as hell. As in, like, you know, like that sexual weirdness, man.
Verse 13, and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth.
and the truth is gonna be this, because you're not gonna be on the earth, right? This is the ultimate judge. Cain was given insight to read the ultimate judge, because Cain still lived. He still had family
still lived.
and you know, had all of that.
Lions that got more wicked.
Yes.
Later
The
on.
Meccan,
Yeah,
these man, right?
Yeah.
They all came in. He got insight to what his end would be, right? And this comes in the form of Esau, as his, you know, as his reincarnated counterpart, right? Because obviously the flood happened, all these man died off, but he came back in the form of Esau, right? Esau's place on the earth is non-existent, quite literally, right? And that is the judgment given given to the Edomites by the Heavenly Father for all their wickedness that they've done. Cain never really truly got the punishment that he deserved at that point in time. But, by law, death is, kill one, you gotta die, right?
Right.
But he didn't. The Most High didn't decide to kill him. It's what that would have done by the law. It's what we would have done by the law, right? Given to us. The Lord didn't do that because he had a greater judgment for him in store. Now you might say, yeah, but that was like thousands of years ago. Why would the Lord do? Bro, the way that the Lord does it deals with time, and we deal with time is really fucking different.
It's just a week ago.
Yeah, it ain't nothing, And this is why you might think, oh yeah, these things can't be connected, all these types of things here. But okay, well, we'll see, innit? But there's a reason why the Lord did that. It's the same way Most High allowed Esau to continue ruling this world for as long as he has, to mount out that wickedness, so he can justify the judgment that he brings upon it.
Picking up pulling up a tab. He's building up a tab.
Yeah.
He's building up a tab, man.
Because how do you justify destroying someone off the face of the earth? From the beginning of time, you have to be doing fucking madness, bro. And you ain't changed. You're giving all the time, time of repentance, but you weren't made to repent, so you're going to do that.
Who's coming up against us, man?
So the answer is that, or the solution is that, right, this individual or these people can't be on the earth no more. They are just not conducive. They don't work. They don't pay nice to everybody.
What he's done on earth is when the Lord allows us to truly see and truly understand everything that this man has done, like even the little glimpses that we've seen, whether it's the exploitation of people's lands and countries to this day, right? You have a whole load of like wars, mini skirmishes in like the Congo or whatever, and that will be just because one Edomite corporation wants some resources in that land, so they need to destabilize the local area. The fact that Coca-Cola can just go around the entire world to do whatever they want, right? I think there's a certain place where they where basically people end up, it's Latin America somewhere, where people drink more Coke than they do actual water, right? Then you have like certain bits where it's like, your avocado, I forgot which nation, once again, Latin America, where it's like they use so much water to irrigate the avocados, right, that there's not enough water left for it, which maybe it's a related case, right? But it basically ends up in a situation where the locals ain't got enough water, right? Once again, we mentioned it earlier on, the term Banana Republic comes from the fact that these men went to Latin America with with American United, whatever the company was called, and they wanted the bananas from that land. So they basically destabilized the region for bananas, right?
The industry, I think the company name is FARC or something.
What is that sample?
For banana.
Right. I forget the previous name, but I know now it will be called Chiquita. So you think it's actually a Latin company, but these time it's an American company. Slick. But this double fee.
And so, that's like I was saying. That's the Most High. That's the judgment the Most High gave Esau ultimately. Gave Cain ultimately, right? To do away with these people. Now, it's not quite as bad as the idea that these Christians have, where you could be burning hell forever, right? But it is sad in the sense that, look, the earth is going to be at peak.
United through God, yeah.
The earth is going to be in peak form once Israelites are in power, right? And you ain't going to get to enjoy none of that. Because you ain't going to be here. You're going to be in the spiritual. Because
you remember detention in school?
Yeah.
Playground, everyone's on the playground and having fun.
Ice cream van,
and then you're just there looking.
Right? Because the scriptures do say the glory of the celestial body and the glory of the terrestrial body is different, right? But there's glory to both of them. You're just going to be a spirit. And whatever the Most High does with you in the future, that's up to the Most High. But you're not going to get to enjoy it because the spirit don't enjoy the things on earth. We're going to get to enjoy those things. And even the heathen get to enjoy to a certain level the things on the earth, this newly refreshed earth. But Esau's going to be absent from all of that.
Yeah. And
it's a deep judgment, man. You're so bad, you can't play with that for kids, man.
Yeah.
You have to stay up here because you just too vile, man.
Excluded.
Yeah, it's too vile. I put you in a physical form. You're just too carnal, bro. You're too carnal. So you're going to stay up in the spiritual world, man. Like I say, what the Most High does with him in the spiritual world after that, when he puts him back down into other nations or whatever, that's all up to the Heavenly Father. But as an Edomite, as a people, you're not going to exist.
Yes. So we go for Isaiah 14 and 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But but thou art cast out,
Thou, you, i.e. Esau, right? Your leaders, your kings, bro, your people. Go on.
art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit.
So when you was reading that, I was just things like, yeah, man, so Elam, he's got his thing. Ishmael, he's got his thing. You,
You're not going to have land to go back to because you're forfeited. You forfeit everything, bro. Because you, in order to, that's the saying. It's ironic. The irony is funny because in the attempt to get everything, you got nothing. And you had already had something to begin with. The Most High already gave you the inheritance, but that wasn't good enough for you, and so you end up with nothing.
he was the brother to the king.
Prime position, really. But yeah, you're not the king, but you know that close you're
Well,
gonna
I mean,
be.
but you know when you see like a Jake celebrity, bro, all his boys, yeah, they're not the guy, but they're getting a hella perks from being with the guy.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's just there like, yeah, the chick see him. I was like, oh, how do you know? Oh, yeah, which one part of his entourage.
Yeah.
But he gets the girls too. Might not get the baddest girls, but he's getting the girls too.
So
Yeah, he can't. Maybe he doesn't own the roles, but he gets to drive in the roles. Right, you can take, the ones. You can take a picture of the steering wheel.
I think it's Snoop Dogg. Right? I think it's Snoop Dogg's got like someone who's specifically with him all the time to like roll his weed. He pays him like loads of money, a couple $100,000 a year.
Oh.
But to people, he's just a roller. Yeah, we,
He's a rich man.
man. He's a rich roller.
And he's cool. It's all right. But yeah, Esau, like I said, he just was never made to be right. The Most High made the wicked for the day of evil, and that's his purpose. All right, and so when eventually the Most High does get rid of him, that's the end of his story.
Mhm.
That's it. That's
So the thing,
his purpose. That's it.
so the thing.
Yes, I. Any more? Yeah.
Uh, thou shalt not be joined. Yeah. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoer shall never be known.
Never be well known, man. You're going to be just a cautionary tale of what wickedness accomplished on the earth and what the judgment is. Right? In terms of your greatness and the things that you did, no one's going to remember that. Other than you just being wicked as a blanket statement. These men are just vile and beyond all imagination. You're doing some most craziest things you would never thought possible. Even these heathens, like, they're bad. They've been bad. But this dude's on another level. That's why this land over there, you see that smoldering pitch over there? That used to be called America. That's where the heights of their power was. Right? And now it's smoldering.
I've known Ralph from it says, I'm starting from 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which shall see him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found.
So you're going to hear about the Edomites, but you're like, well, who are they? Where are they? Like, I've heard all the stories about them, but never seen them.
What? They tried to fight the road. No way.
Ridiculous.
You know, it's going to be a cautionary tale. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye which also saw him shall see him no more.
It's not the first time they were chased away. Joel talks about them being chased. Oh, that's the same thing, actually.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, because they're just not compatible, man. They have to get chased away.
Well, when you look up pre-World War II, but how basically all of these Amalekites were being constantly kicked out.
Yeah.
And really, people are in that same spirit again right now.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why the man are edgy.
Yeah. Right now, people are like, yo, these men just come and bring problems. Huh?
Yep.
Says, the eye also will show him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold it. Right? And it's like even if right, even on this guy's never gonna look again. And even his land, though, his land ain't the land he does have by inheritance. It ain't even going to be his. It's going to be absorbed into the tribe of Judah. You know? So because you're going to be established, there ain't no need for you. You know, you can imagine that about to be executed. But you're wearing the Rolex. Just pass it. Yeah.
And that's the thing. He thinks that if he's not in the place, joy can't happen to him. Right? If he's in the place, that certain thing. But it's what we're starting to see, what the world is starting to now realize is actually if you're there, and the scriptures say, in fact, someone can get Malachi 1 and 4, 1, 3, 1, 4, right? Because I say you go to certain places where there are no Edomites and it's calm, but you know the Edomites there are like, yeah, but if we go there, it's going to be even better. So no, stay there. That's why you get certain countries. China is always the example that comes up, where China's been like, look, man, we don't even want your media here. Keep your media over there. We don't want it. What you bring is wicked. Okay, one, two. For the wickedness.
Let's look at Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the abode of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever.
That's it. So these Edomites, man, they're the border of wickedness. Right? Everywhere they go, everything they do breeds nothing but wickedness. You'll be just watching TV, and then the TV will be pushing hella wickedness, man. Hella wickedness. Like which I just saw the advert for it. But who's Tom Holland's woman again? Zendaya. I remember seeing the advert, and apparently in that phone she's basically she's freaking off of them two Edomites, man. Them two Amalekites. And that was basically the premise of the entire show. Right? I'll be just scrolling the Guardian, right? You know, I had to find something else to scroll. It's news now. But scrolling the Guardian app, and then there will always be a section on sex. It'll be the weird stuff. It'll be like, oh, my what was this thing? How a threesome improved our marriage, or some crazy nonsense like that. That wife swap, that Lazar shit. You know, but the point is, it's like when Esau comes into your place, he starts pushing things about corruption. That wine.
You know, his education is mad, you know, but he teaches everybody else those things. Yeah.
Like, what's he done righteous in his history? All of it.
He released the slaves.
Like, bro, he's not done nothing righteous, man.
He wants credit for everything.
He wants credit for everything. When he's just historically wicked. Historically and currently, which is what I mean, like,
And they follow for saying that and currently wicked, because when you look up CIA testing of illegal testing, right? It all stopped in the 70s, right? It'll be like, yeah, they did Tuskegee, they did this, they did MDMA, it was MDMA, LSD, sorry, right? Probably did MDMA too. But they did all of these different experiments on people. But yeah, that was the 70s, and after that, they had a new lease of life. Yeah, right. No, they're doing worse now. I guarantee you. Further underground.
And there's experiments in areas of like society. Like, bro, what's he doing over there?
The thing is, right? If some of these things in these projects get aired out, like even the pedophile rings, to get aired out, and that they all make think, everything's transparent now. Yeah. Bro, it's never been fucking transparent, bro. Never. You know what I'm saying?
Worse. Yeah. So I was gonna say, what you're hearing is what they want you to. Exactly. The different
elders direction, bro.
Exactly. The different elders pointed out. Notice the age of it's always girls with the whole Epstein thing. It's always girls, and the age is around certain. But it's like, nah, they did far worse. Far worse.
Bro, what's that scripture? I think it's Proverbs 5, where it says they sleep not unless they expose some to fall. Mm-hmm. That's what he's on, bro. Like, bro, and again, in research, like in areas, like even the whole random, the genocide that took place. Well, there's information, brothers can talk up, Crimson Mist, where they was testing the radio waves on them, and, which gave them like fits of rage, and people would end up like, them tribes murdering each other, and honestly, people who even commit the murder don't remember. But they should remember what he did. Which was literally that Kinsman is literally Crimson Mist. If you go and look up the project Crimson Mist and what they did, it's this what you see in Kingsman is what happened.
Yeah. But people will be. You mean to tell me, right? But it's like no.
But there's a reason why America spends trillions on the military.
And there's a reason why there's a DOD black hole every time whenever it's audited.
Unauthorized projects.
Or they say, is it clandestine? Is that the word?
Yeah, well, we can't talk about that. You know what I mean?
It's classified.
Yeah, exactly. We can't talk about that. And on that note, Trump's releasing all the UFO files again.
Yeah.
All this distraction to try and keep you out of hot water. Reset.
This is Hebrews 12:16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Esau, who for one more soul of meat sold his birthright. For you know how about afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected."
So the same way Cain didn't respect the word that was given to him concerning the empowerment and sacrifice. He didn't respect the blessing and the birthright. He thought he's still entitled to this, even though he didn't really, give it his respect.
And so funny. So it's like, what normally happens when people offer up to the Lord? You get a blessing. Yeah. It's funny. So like,
Stopped it.
it's like Abel, in spirit, like when he was accepted, it's like, okay, he's accepted with the Lord. That comes with blessings, but then obviously Cain murdered him. And then Cain just got this like, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. His blessing was turned away.
So he was rejected.
Yeah.
That's what Lord said. Esau was rejected.
And Jacob was blessed. Esau,
But
his blessing became his curse.
right? And so, like I said, Esau's been rejected, but it was always going to be that way
It
because
was gonna
the Lord,
Yeah.
Lord said, having done neither good nor evil. So he was rejected from the
Don't read
beginning. All because of what happened really before.
Genesis. Sashi,
So the Esau was never like he was going to give up the birthright.
it was never his.
It was never.
But everything is predestined.
In a way, this is part of the Most High's punishment to basically torment him
Yeah.
for murdering his brother. That you're so close to being blessed and all these things, like, you're getting all these good positions, but you fuck it up every time. You fuck it up every time. You've had 2 opportunities to go on the earth. So, 3.
3, yeah.
You've had 3 opportunities, man, to do the right thing, and you still can't manage it. And just to prove the Most High's point.
And he's really had the longest rule. If you look at the statue of Daniel, combine the statue of Daniel when they was, they had the longest time.
3 opportunities, man. The Greeks, Romans, and now.
And it all got even more. Yeah, remember, under the Greeks and wickedness, evil, multiplied.
That means you was worse than the Hebrew.
Yeah. Which is some of these gods from those times, which were recycled gods from before that. Yeah. Still here.
Yep. He worships him.
Yeah. He worships him. And then now it's like, okay, again, okay. Right, that statue of Baal or burn. Like they don't do witchcraft too. They're just showing you what we've been saying. Before apostles, brothers say Baal. So why they do now on TV?
Well, what about Molech? The big ass owl they do the creation of care thing to and the beam and roll. What's that about? That? What is Richard Leakman shit?
Why are there loads of kids going missing? Why are there containers of aborted fetuses or babies in there? What's happening? There's most odious words of witchcraft. And Esau's the devil. And Esau's merciless. Because even obviously that child there, from the eye, from the visual, it seems like a child. But it's still a child. But Eve will exploit that. Like, you know, like to exploit the vulnerability and weaknesses of the child is psychotic, sick. You know when you see, no matter what, because just because a child is evil, don't mean it's fine to go and do child and sacrifice the child. Just seeing a child of vulnerability, the fact that they actually go and fucking eat tear body parts and shit.
But this is another thing. Esau preys on the weak.
Preys
He's a
on the
predator.
weak,
He's a predator, right?
Yeah.
He's a predator. Right? He's a hunter, a cunning hunter, right? And so he preys on the weak,
Yeah.
right? And that's why it's important for him to keep you.
Yeah.
He doesn't like when you put up a fight. He don't like that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
But it's beautiful because he ain't gonna get a fair
No,
fight.
he ain't gonna get he gonna get smoked.
You know, the chariots of the Lord. And they invade. That's gonna be the real invasion. Talking about, you know, what you call these illegal aliens invading. Nah,
But this is why he can't just leave Jake alone.
Yeah.
He has to be doing something to them all the time.
constantly accusing, constantly putting us down.
Yeah.
Which when you hear, I mean, we're so messed up as a nation, man. Where you might just be a Jake, and you will see another Jake doing good for themselves. Maybe just in a French Jake in a nice car. What's the thing that he puts? Oh, it must be a drug dealer. How do you know?
Because statistically, right? Statistically, right? These men are criminals.
Well,
Right?
it's so Jake, you as we've been talking about. If you're poor, the Esau hates you. If you're don't be rich around Edom.
He's gonna go righteously.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gonna find shit through your letterbox.
I mean, that's what happened to the rapper J. Cole. The song he got for the neighbors. The neighbors who come selling dope, right? Whatever. But it was based on a true story of where he moved into a rich neighborhood, and he's obviously got a studio out of his basement where a lot of kind of artists come and make music. And people come and film. And a neighbor behind him was recording him. And what happened? He actually released the footage of a 15 SWAT team. They swatted the house, kicking down doors, kicking down shit, and then all they found was a fucking microphone,
Yeah,
laptops.
that happened
Making music.
recently as well with another Jake that was into he made fashion, innit?
Yeah.
You saw, and he was in good garms and everything. Same thing. People are coming in to, so they must be doing drugs. So the police came when he saw fabric.
It's like we seen in the car the other week, right? You got to eat him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Car, bro. What's your car? It's fucking cold outside. It was like I can't sit in my car.
Exactly.
You can't sit in my car and have a chat.
And guess what?
Because you live around here. Fuck off, man.
This same thing happens in the workplace. You cannot be a so-called black man or another black man. Bro, I've been experiencing this. My manager, black man, so-called. We're close in age, and the whole job is it's like we're forced to be mildly distant and not sure because it's like as soon as we're cool, man, let's make that.
They're taking over.
They're
colluding.
But do you know what's one thing worse than that, bro? When the back in the office lights. And you don't even need to look in their direction.
Yeah.
You can be like, nah, hey, I don't look. I'm just coming for work.
Yeah.
But as soon as another Edom, it's like, it's like Sunday, yeah. What's he got?
Yeah. It starts fucking up your life, man.
It was just a drug dealer. Isn't
Yeah.
it? It's a drug. What's like it for? But you're a fucking bum. You're uninterested.
And what's beautiful is who you are is being exposed. More and more that France right now has got a monopoly on the nation's women. But more and more of these nations' women are like, actually, he ain't it.
Yeah,
Because
look at you over there.
yeah.
You're not getting anything, man. You're not getting anything.
Well, and I guess what? He's probably sat there, Jake's feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, sorry, mate.
I didn't want to do it.
This isn't working.
Yeah.
Like,
They put the puppy dog eye.
giving Jake G-Max says, man, it's the wrong thing to do, bro. Man is getting ripped.
Exactly.
That's it. Pressing his goals.
But then also it's just the fact that women have been like, yo, this man ain't a man.
Well, in fact,
Nah, he likes
read
toes.
Read that.
He likes toes and stuff.
Let's quote it. Let's get Genesis 25.
Yeah.
Compares the two nations.
Because we actually like women, man. Esau doesn't like women.
Well, it's when we start going into information. Well, we look at that. ancient Greece, like that whole low IQ, no, basically like the idea of low IQ concept that exists now exists in Greece. But the way it existed in Greece was like basically, you know how the painters and artwork they had like nudity, but conquering with small pieces. Basically, the whole idea behind that was if it was so called, small as in statues, that was the link with more self-control, virtuousness.
Sounds like an insult.
Yeah, but it sounds like it. Yeah. But then those that was so called, greater and grander, choose to be. Yeah, exactly. Those that would have statues was you don't know how to control your lust. They're brute basically. Now with this no IQ thing, they say nations where people have lots of children, being the global south, normally have no IQ. So they say the fact that Jake has a lot of children, dark nations have a lot of children, it's because of no IQ. Same shit that existed in Greece. Same concept. It's come back, nothing new under the sun. But basically, it's just your way to control the narrative of why we're betting.
Yeah,
That's what.
we're gonna find out how low IQ everyone is here when you're on the verge of extinction.
Yeah,
You're
You know
gonna
what I
be
mean?
no IQ.
So, because what we're trying to portray is that Esau is the most stupidest being in existence.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's trying to do everything against the Most High, into his destruction. Like, if he was smart, he would have just said, "Yes, Father, my sacrifices was poor. I'll repent. I'll do better next time." But no, you decide to go on a mad run of just doing craziness to the point that your end, you've been cursed that your end is non-existent. Bro, that's the most stupidest thing you could have done. Instead of just be humble. Yet that's it. You have multiple opportunities to do the right thing, and you failed every time.
Yeah.
So who's the stupid one? You feel good because you're up right now, so you can call everyone stupid. Well, you're not gonna be up for too much longer.
Yeah. Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Yeah. Something happening there, man. The spirit of the righteous and the wicked was too close to each other. You know what I mean?
Because the righteous can't stand the wicked, vice versa.
It was a wrestling match in there, man.
Yeah.
But again, that goes all the way back to the serpent in the garden. Right? That was a manifestation of that in that time, right? To give you the how the story was going to unfold. Yep.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Because bear in mind, this whole world kind of consists around the prophecy of Jacob holding Esau's hill to represent the end of the world. It hangs on that one prophecy, essentially, right? And then we're living in that time now because we know Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of the world. So this prophecy from all the way back then, the serpent seed and the woman's seed, is for this purpose, to manifest itself in this way. Yep.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right. So the Lord purposely made them two different people, two different characteristics and mentalities and spirits and whatnot, to be like polar opposites essentially.
Yeah, to four parents for nations.
Yep.
And it says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Yeah, so that's it.
Most like decided who else was
Superior.
And can we go into a stronger? Stronger. The figures us making this. Faster. Bro, we're better, bro. Smart. Bro, we're just better. And guess what? Someone who's better doesn't need to always show why they're better.
This is the thing, because Jake is a simple man, he chose a simple life. Because we're not on Esau's madness, because he needs to do everything quickly, because he needs to he run out of time, right? He call that low IQ.
Yeah, that's it.
Why? Because you want to live simple lives. You don't want to be doing all the manners that you're doing.
It's low IQ.
Bro, it's
can you see us with our phone?
only a stupid man runs to his destruction. You see what I'm saying? All this that you've been doing is hastening your end. you know, and you're gonna go over back. You know,
You're right, the word there, strong, butters on. Allah, the usage just says to be strong, alert, courageous, brave.
Yeah, and courageous, bro. Bro, Esau has no courage, bro. He's a coward. He's a natural coward. Cain was a coward. Esau was a coward. He's a natural born. They're cowards. And he's just,
serpent.
yeah,
Serpent,
he's a serpent.
Serpent,
You know,
man.
but it makes you think about what, like, him being a coward. It's like, just think, yeah, as you said, the serpent, our spirit is not, but cunning. But even this, come back. You know, it makes you think about when you read about Maccabees, when you read about David and his mighty men, you need to tell me these men in Stamford Hill was dead. Do you believe that these small
Well, I
hats?
can't think of the worst fit.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's like literally not every. I put every other nation above before them
Yeah, for real.
that could ever do something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, these men have got no yellow. They could have yellow bellies, bro.
Yeah,
They got no heart for that, man.
Bro,
That man can't even go down the street without being.
for real.
You know what I mean? There's no way.
Brittle,
There's no
nosebleeds.
way.
Nosebleeds. But I have a cousin who used to work in a Jewish school. And she said, bro, her school didn't do physical activity. They didn't do any PE. Too soft. Because the kids are just too soft. The bones are easy. Bruise easy. So the Jews, that particular school, they didn't have no physical sport PE.
Bro, you got no physicality.
Yeah.
None.
So I'm supposed
That's
to.
why they ain't no
yeah.
world champion or nothing, bro.
Yeah.
They got no world champion anything.
So,
You know, they're gonna find some guy now.
yeah. You don't need to do
Table tennis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might get hurt by the table tennis ball.
Yeah,
man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what they do. So when you read about Judas Maccabees, this guy of King David slew two lion-like men of Moab. Yes, but I am a mighty man of David. Do you see these guys? Never. So like I said, courageous, go on.
brave, stout, bold.
Like these Edomites. Like,
Sorry, bro.
so like it.
But this is why you want Jake in the armies.
Yeah.
This you know, because we got great assets to you. Man.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah. But yeah, bold. Like Esau's a coward, bro. He's a coward. That's why
He don't fight
Yeah.
fair. He likes numbers. He likes having the advantage.
yeah, that's how
Oh, I got nukes, and you know, he got all the advantages going for him. Then he'll fight. I've got air superiority. I'm just gonna bomb you. I'm gonna fight. You know,
even his elites are cowards. Here it is.
there's worse. There's worse ones.
You're the damn rulers of the world, but when you're secret, you're a pussy. Because guess what? In the kingdom to come, when the Israelites rule starting with our Lord, you gonna know and see who your rulers are. You ain't gonna hide who's really running things out.
That's why they're gonna say, "Is this the man that made the earth?"
Yeah, like
They're gonna be shocked, like unimpressed.
Yeah.
They've been unimpressed.
This is
by
the
it.
odds. Remember the curtain.
Yeah.
No, like it's like, hold on.
They're completely unimpressed by who was doing all of this
Yeah,
because they think we're some formidable guy, but they're not.
it's not.
You know, they just had the wealth, the power. The most I put them in basically.
Yeah.
You know, but these men not capable of men like that. You know,
But
they're not. It's not like man was Alexander.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
not like that. He was a mighty warrior. These men are warriors.
It's true.
You know, and the Most High is the one that laid all those armies down for Alexander.
Exactly. Literally. Look up Alexander, the some rules that said the Christ helping.
Yeah. You know, these men are warriors, not really.
Yeah.
Especially not these elites.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Look, 9 heart transplants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bold. Like Elon Musk, even though he's not in the league, he's just a pawn.
Well, you got punched up with chocolate.
Yeah. But have you seen how he's built?
Yeah, it's square.
Bro, the guy looks like, like you're playing a game, like Sims, you build a character with random body parts. It's like, it's bloated, it's skinny, I think it don't look right, bro.
No genetic.
No genes, bro. I bet you can't jump. It's probably glued to the earth, bro. So like,
Probably can't sprint nothing.
yeah.
Bold, solid, hard, strengthened, secure.
And Jake had to go through adversity, man.
Yeah.
You know, we still had some mental capacity to carry on.
Yeah.
Despite being a broken people. You know, we still live with hope somehow.
Yeah.
That things will get better, even though their hope is misplaced. They trust in Esau to make that better for them. But we still carry all that sort of stuff, man, because we want to endure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's funny. It says secure, because guess what? Right now, through the classes and what we're going through the nation, Jake battles with insecurity, but naturally, as a people, by comparison, Esau is an insecure people. They're naturally insecure, bro. That's why they always have to compete with Jake, bro. You just beat, bro, like I said, this is what I'm dealing with in the work with. My manager happens to be close in age to me, and from a similar background to me. From just a point of wisdom, bro. Are you gonna fight with your manager, bro? And it's like these other Baconites I work with. They hate that, like I don't badmouth my manager or cuss him out. I'm professional. I'm not gonna fight my manager. Like, you hate him because he's a black man. My manager, and I happen to be so-called black. Why am I gonna side with you guys and fight him? Let him do his job. And even if it was an Edomite manager, I'm still gonna be cool. Exactly. But they just can't stack. They can't stomach them. That's Eve. It's like that's the spirit of Esau. He's just naturally insecure.
You know, when we laughed, like this morning, I was on YouTube, innit? And one of the clips I was watching was Trump talking about, we're gonna go to the moon. China gonna go to the moon, right? He's just like I say, it's insecure, but he just wants to. Like, he don't want to be shown up. Right? You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm gonna do it first. I'm gonna do this whole Russia thing again. I don't want to be outplayed here today. So trying to look like they're doing better than me. I'm also trying the fuck out of them, and they're still going to the moon, even though they're not really doing all that. But it's like they have to show themselves like, oh, I'm better than everybody. I'm better. No, I am. Really, I am. I'm gonna spend all this money to prove I am. You know?
Yeah. That's E for you, man. Right?
I got something.
Yeah, go.
The point of a cowardness. It's the book of Deuteronomy 25 and start from 17. Say, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt.
Bearing in mind, right, these are our brothers, right? From the same father. Like, we had no qualms with them prior at this point in time, because Jacob and Esau all kind of like closed the hatchet kind of thing. They they embrace each other at that time. Remember, good story. They embrace each other, right? Yeah. So we're meant to be cool. We're meant to be okay with one another. But obviously we've got a sour egg in Amalek right now, and we just want to pass through. And these men were being demons. Come on, bro.
How he met thee by the way and smote the hindermost.
Yeah, like, bro.
The weak.
Can we use your passage? Any water we got,
We'll pay for it. Yeah.
anything, look, we'll sort you out. That's
Our brother. Our brother.
yeah. So, which means that it was raised in their culture to hate Jacob. Because remember, like you had Jacob, Esau, the patriarchs. We became a nation of Egypt, right? Grew, and then time to come out of Egypt. So that was a period of a couple hundred years. That was like 400 years or so, right?
They want to establish themselves.
Yeah,
They were a nation. We were a nation like that.
Yeah.
That was a full nation.
Like even just from a psychological standpoint, just thinking about it in real lifetime. So when we was growing up in Egypt, then slavery in Egypt, they probably could see us in slavery from afar and loved it. Loved it. It could, because Esau's always been there. He's always been there, just hating on us. You know what I'm saying? So
Good for them.
Yeah, that's it.
Because they're pretty mad because they obviously the harvest is probably shit because they live in the desert.
Yeah.
It's like, we're in this fucking desert because these fucking Israelites. How far is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Should have killed him.
Yeah, that's it. So now it's like, so now it's like, hey, can we pass through? Go ahead, bro.
How he met thee by the way and smote the hindermost of thee, even all that were feeble.
A coward. So he's killing and that's what he does now. He's killing the women, children, the old. That's what he was doing. That's what he does now.
And you know what's so mad about that situation? The Most High allowed you the opportunity to even do that. So the Most High can do what he's going to do to you, man. Because the Most High, you might hate us, but he hates you, which is worse. Which is far worse, man.
Far worse.
Far
worse. Far worse.
Even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was faint, when thou was faint and well, and he feared not Most High.
Yeah, but when you was paying, Jacob gave you the pottage, man. When you was paying, we gave you, man. Even though we told you to wait, man didn't want to wait. We gave it to you anyway, but you didn't want to help out. Just for us to pass through. We we're going to bother you. We're just going to pass through. But you knew the Lord took us out of Egypt, man, to bless us, basically, man. You was like, fuck that, bro. These man, they took our birthright. You got one stubborn king that year, like, no, or however many years. No, they took our birthright. No, I'm not going to let them through. Right? No, in fact, we're gonna attack them to your own destruction, or your own bad ending, man. That's why you're stupid. You don't know IQ. You just left us alone. But no, couldn't do that. No, that was it. Yeah, because you're a hater, bro. Envious. The truth told you he was envious.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's naturally a coward, bro. Naturally a coward. It's like really, like, even we're talking about him being insecure, man. A fugitive is always insecure. So someone who's on the run is insecure. Everywhere they go, shit, man. I might get like arrested.
Yeah.
Shit, that's why it's like Esau, like, inherently got in the spirit that one day someone's gonna bring him to justice. What I'm saying, he's got that in him.
And so as long as he has power, he thinks he can stay from that.
Yeah.
That's why he puts his nest on high above the other nation, because who could bring him to justice?
Yeah.
When there's still one that sits at the top.
And this truth is the speech of him being brought to justice. Like, it's been pronounced. It's like, when they've when the police are trying to solve a murder, and they've done all their investigations, and now they found who the main suspect is. So they've concluded they have his face on the TV, and when they have wanted, to pay for the crimes. And that's what Esau's done. Like, the Lord, through his men, the investigation's done. Is he finished or is he done? Now you are wanted for judgment. Man. That's what's happening. So let's go back to
Like in Genesis 25:23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other peoples, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So what does that mean? The birthright was always his, because I've seen notes on certain Jewish scholars saying, "Oh, what Jacob is wicked." No, that whole situation in Genesis 27 had to happen to fulfill what the scripture said. No, carry on about it. I mean, to actually fulfill what the scripture said. But that's how it played out. You know what I mean? It's like, say like in remember when the patriarchs, Joseph, was having the dream. He's like stars, and they made obeisance and all that, and they got mad. Like, bro, fuck you, what trying to think you're on? Guess what? No asses to respect to later. And it's like that's what it had to play out. And then Joseph understood, look, I had to go through this to save my people. But that's the point. It's like stuff might be said, and then it has to play out later. So like the younger, his name is Jacob.
See, that's a spiritual man, though. The Joseph recognized that the hell I went through for this purpose. So I'm not going to put it on.
Bro,
What you did was wicked, but I'm going to put it on you because the most wanted it to happen this way.
Bro, if that's Esau, like, fuck you out.
I'm gonna eat.
Because Esau doesn't care about his own Edomites. Like, bro, like, the elites call these regulars useless eaters. Do you think an elite Esau cares about bacon? You don't care about these baconites, man.
So you're going to take it from them too.
Yeah.
Would you call it? I remember speaking to one chick, Eve, who was among them circles, right? For work and stuff like that. She was basically saying how the manner and the nature of the people would have. One older woman basically pulled her to the side and was like, "Look, man, look at these people. You don't have to be like them." Right, basically, point being, they amongst them, they look down on these regular people, and that's not even an elite that said this. So this was just one person that happened to have quite a lot of money. just looking down to like, these poor people, you know.
Sick. Unjust. Was it unjust gains, though, isn't it? Yeah. Because the only reason you are to do that is because you stole it.
Yeah, exactly. But then even as you were speaking, I was thinking, because that individual that says that, it ain't just the fact that she's looking at these people as regular, just whatever. It's the fact that she's like, these guys believe all of this, right? Because she was seeing these people that just go into work and this and the other, that they vote. She probably wouldn't vote because she knows what it is, right? And that's the problem. People in this world, they're so stuck in this system, right? You be speaking to someone thinking that they're getting certain things, but then they'll be like, "Yeah, I can't believe Trump just did that." So, no, bro, I thought we've gone past that. It ain't Trump. He's just the character,
Yeah.
right? And that's the way that we look at these people. Like with the whole thing with Andrew Mountbatten the other day, right? I was watching it on Sky News, and then they're putting out, Charles, he's he's made that, he's come out and said this, and I'm like, bro, Charles was with him with Epstein. So Charles was there too.
and he's just under investigation again.
Exactly.
It's just under investigation. He still might get off again. You know what I mean? You don't know how it's going to play out, but it's like
Move from mention to mention.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
And
forget
the
that.
thing is, what he's actually been arrested for was the fact that he was just giving state secrets documents.
Shit, it wasn't even.
Was he
to do with that?
You know?
It's fair.
Exactly.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Everything in earth revolves around the situation. I mean, that's why this second Ezra, Abraham, Jacob, and Esau's the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning. Imagine that. Imagine that. Really, this is the end of wickedness and wicked bullshit. The true beginning is going to be eternal. It's going to come from Jacob and Abraham.
If you kind of think about it, all these other empires that came around about, it's like filler episode.
It's a filler.
It's, you know what I mean? So you got to the main thing. You know,
especially when you watch like Dragon Ball Z, especially like
nothing's going on.
Dragon Ball. Remember like the first one, the old school one. Bro, it'll be like 10 episodes. Bro, just do the battles. No, but you know it's funny because now
You might have to watch that live. We can just fast forward that now.
But it's funny because it actually happens with like chat, like people use chat when they're trying to, like, let's say Game of Thrones. Like, what are the key episodes to watch? Skip it, but we can't skip it. Bro, now it's happening. So now it's time for the main shit, man. It's kind of like a fight card, man. You only see Canelo but then undercard and
Hurry up,
pre limbs. Like, bro, I don't know this.
But do you know what the worst thing is? Then first round, 10 seconds, man gets knocked out. That's Esau.
Esau.
1 hour.
Yeah, it's true. Because basically, you know what I mean? Esau's like Wilder. I should say, I'm making a joke, but like his first like 30 fights just against like tin cans, single fathers of two, just bums, and bus drivers, and he finally fought like gets real competition, and he got
knocked out.
Yeah. Bro, Zan made him spin.
And speak to the ref at the same time.
But it's,
Let it rip.
But that's literally fucking Esau. Like he's built up time in history to make him look like a unstoppable conqueror. But when the Lord comes, with dust and smell of smoke, it's gonna just zap. That's it. It's gonna be like a video game to me. Get it.
Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate presses. That said the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down.
Right. So I mentioned earlier they were chased into the Caucasus after the Rome fell, right? And they were locked up for 1,000 years, which tells you, right? So during that 1,000 years, they had no power, no influence, no nothing going on for themselves, right? It was given over to Jake with the empire. right? So fast forward those 1,000 years to the Renaissance period. That's when you started to build again, right? Because the Most High allowed you to come out of that state, right? And so the Lord said, "Yeah, you're going to build, but eventually I'm going to throw it down." Right? And this is what we're now witnessing. Esau's kingdom being thrown down. Yeah, more than they've ever had previously.
Yeah.
So they seem mightier now because they got all this stuff. So yeah, you've advanced yourself, but it's still not enough.
And it's beautiful, man, because the all of the technology the Lord has given Esau has been for this last battle. You think about the invention of the microchip, revolutionized the earth, right? But that was so that you could put them in your ICBMs, so that they could fly into the heavens and eventually destroy America. That's it.
So it's all to aid Esau's destruction.
Yeah, flight.
And the people are going to marvel, right? You give respect to Esau's abilities, and he likes to be respected, right? But you're going to find that Esau had all of this. They didn't make a little bit of difference, man. You're still going to get wiped out, So yeah, the Most High is making it's futile to even rise against the Heavenly Father and His Son, right? Because as mighty as Esau's been, the mightiest man that's ever existed with all these weapons and shit, he can't put a dent in nothing. And you're going to be back to your fire sticks.
They shall build and I will throw down, and they shall call them the board of witness and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever.
The Most High's against you. And if the Most High's against you, you can't win.
You can't win.
Yeah. Can't win. So everything you're doing is in vain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we're down and bad right now, but the Most High is for us. He's with us. Right? That's why we're going to come out on top. Even not having to lift the finger, basically. Yahushua is not even going to lift the finger. You're just going to get zapped. America's going to be gone by your own hands, essentially.
Going into slavery. What we snatched up.
Yeah.
Oh, the face is the same.
Yeah. And that's beautiful as well. It's like the man who's trying to take jobs away from everyone. As it says in Ezekiel 39.
Yeah. You complain about your job. You're going to get your job.
We're going to bring jobs back.
Every president elect is always like, I'm going to bring back the jobs.
Go on, do it.
Let me grab that.
Continue.
Oh boy.
Bro, bare fucking overtime. Bare overtime. Bare overtime. Infinite overtime.
Because man used to work, bro. He's just trying to take that away.
Bare fucking OT, bro.
Trying to make mankind redundant.
Yeah, no migrants. Yeah, this is Ezekiel 39, and I'll read into a little bit. From verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto God a place there of graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the nose of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon Gog. And 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them, that they may cleanse the land, which we ain't going to be doing physically ourselves. It says, yea, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord power. And they shall sever out men of continual employment, right?
Other synonyms, perpetual, forever, continuous.
Because if we're going to build the greatest kingdom on earth, we need a work.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
But do you know it's like, bro? Do you know what's so beautiful about this punishment? Is we don't.
No,
We can just
We
can just click it. Where's the fun?
I mean, you're what's called HR, human resources.
Hey, we got time.
Exactly.
We got time. We don't have to rush nothing.
Yeah, man.
But let's be real. We could just ship them or zap them from one part of the earth to another. But no, they need to go on ships too.
Infinity. But the thing is, we need to study.
Yeah.
We need to study, right? Can the Edomites hold up under the strain that they put us under?
Exactly.
Can they travel the long distances? All this other stuff? You know what I mean? Can they travel miles for water? And
Exactly.
all this shit?
You know,
We're gonna find out.
Saudi
Because they make it sound as easy, innit? Like, yeah. Make it sound easy.
Man, innit?
Why are we complaining?
Yeah. How many bacon eyes do you need to change the light bulb? You might as well.
Either might outrun a shark.
Yeah.
That's the I want to kind of find out those things because I know Phelps is Jake, but Phelps is like, yeah, you're fast swimmer, but can he outrun a shark? We're gonna find out if you guys can do it.
Can he,
You know,
can he dance after 15 hours shift? When he can't dance already.
you know, because the thing is like this is more than just about going into employment or being a servant. Right? The 1,000 years is about punishment. And to do all this stuff just with a click of the finger because we could, it's not enjoyable. It doesn't serve your punishment. It makes it easy for you.
Exactly.
Exactly. We're not here to make it easy for you. We've got a whole lot of time, right? And a whole lot of man force.
That's right.
You can build.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna just have you sitting there waiting for us to build the kingdom so you can look at it. No, you're gonna because we played our part in building your kingdoms.
And
And I say multiple because of the other nations. We played our part in building that.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
because when you read Ezekiel 25, it says, and verse 12 says, 13 I think it is, it says, I will put my anger on you, right? So we're going to be able to see certain of the horrors of those slave ships. And you think you're just going to get zapped from England to Israel? No.
How would you be able to understand the grievances that you caused?
Exactly.
If it was just as easy as like, oh, yeah, we're just gonna have you around, but we're just gonna snap things into place. Yeah. No, you're gonna work.
That's right.
And you're gonna bear the indignation,
Mm-hmm.
right, of the Lord and of his people.
Yeah.
You know, but that's part of the punishment.
So you have Jakes, man, that are super talented, but then when they're around he's just bullying them, man.
Yeah.
I always think back to that scene in The Incredibles, where it's like you have Mr. Incredible, and then you basically have that small, big nose, and then you got him just all here, and you got the small hat down there, just kind of prodding it. You know, that's how Jake has lived in this world.
It's crazy.
Jay will be smart, and every brother's experience, no matter what job you do, you'll be like, yeah, actually, we could do it like this. And then Esau will make you, will belittle you, make you think, gaslight you, make you think that you don't know what you're talking about. And then 2 weeks later, you hear that he's he's been promoted because he gave that idea. You're like, wait, what?
The thief carved up, but they still want to kill.
That's true.
You know, that's how Esau operates, man. And like, we don't want them type of individuals in the earth.
That's it.
So the Most High has no intention you stay in it.
So you finish this. Verse 14 says, and they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth.
Right? We don't know how many that's exactly going to be. Right? You might find out there's more dead than there's alive.
Oh,
You know what I
dead
mean?
shall be cast out as dust.
Yeah. Right? So you might be doing that for some time.
Yeah.
For some time.
Cleanse it. And once again, it's beautiful because we could have clicked a finger and it was done, but no, there's no pleasure in it.
Man.
You have to suffer. All you heathens have to suffer.
Because you know you just got to be humble. Yeah. They have to be humble, right? You know, and this is part of the humbling process.
Because Jake's been working. That's the thing. As a nation, we've been working.
We've been working, we've been humiliated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've gone through it all, man, and it's only right. Obviously, the Most High says that you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
So you have to experience all these things, man.
Like, bro, would you rather a 9-course meal or a big smoothie? You know what I mean, I rather take my time, enjoy the flavors. Oh, this wine.
Yeah.
I ain't got work tomorrow, so
I
I'm
ain't
good.
gonna, yeah.
You know, we're not rushing out.
I mean,
Oh, can we be out for a couple of hours and I'll go back?
yeah, a smoothie is good. It'll fill you up, but you just be floating for a bit.
That's it.
Shit. You know, I ain't eating for 2 days now.
Yeah. The thing is, we don't need the riches. We don't need any. We just because he will automate things for speed and efficiency, so that he can so that he can make more profit. Right? We don't care about profit. We care about punishment.
Yeah. That is the MO, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Justice, right?
You know, yeah, we're gonna take pleasure in that. You know, Most High will bless us with wealth and power and all these things like anything. You know what I mean? But part of that blessing is the judgment on our enemies.
That's it.
You know, this is the patient and the pay for the saints. Like, this is what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Buying their kings with fetters of iron, man.
That's it.
So obviously we're gonna enjoy that part.
Yeah.
Even in the opera, was it 9 things in my heart? I count.
Oh yeah, I'll grab it.
Yeah, you got that, man. We're gonna take enjoyment in it, so we're not gonna rush it. Heaven hope. We're not gonna rush the 1,000 years.
To bring up Game of Thrones again, everyone was annoyed at how quickly Joffrey died. It was like,
Suffer.
nah, he needs to go through some things because we're all throughout the series. He was just like everyone was kind of like, that was a bit easy, you know. It says yeah. It says Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I was judged in my heart to be happy.
Happy, right? To make man happy. Yeah.
Mhm. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children.
Which is difficult to do in this world.
Oh, shit.
He's taking that away from us.
Now he's getting
Yeah,
to
Yeah. It's got he got a strap up. Bro, she shows you those 2 lines, you got your head in your hand. He goes to work the next day just spaced out. Is everything okay, bro?
saying, bro, I'm gonna work Monday to Monday.
Monday to Monday.
2 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, he's taken that away, man. He's taken that in London. You got the tube. I'll be on the tube, and every now and then, like, oh, you see like a little human, right? And then they'll be doing cute stuff, and I'll look around, and like no one is paying attention, and I was like, that's a bit strange. Like, it's, you know, as a man, it's a bit, but it's like when I'm looking at the women specifically, like they're just there, their phones, and it's like I would expect some kind of response to that womanly response. There've been certain times I've seen women respond to little humans purely because it was the socially acceptable thing to do. They didn't want to interact with his child. I remember because it was one who was like, "Oh, a baby!"
Wow.
It's a bot.
Yeah,
It's a bot.
you know. But that's it. Esau has basically demonized children. The whole concept of children, Esau has demonized that. He's demonized as part of that. Exactly. As part of that, he's demonized motherhood.
Yeah.
A woman being like, "Look, man, I just want to be a mom." Oh, how can you lower yourself to that? Lower. That's the best thing you can
Life's
do.
over. All that type of shit.
All of that stuff. Oh, my body.
But that's the idea we were talking about earlier. This world has been raised to be selfish.
Exactly.
You know, to think about oneself as opposed to the greater, you know.
Which is just sort of like children going. I forgot who said, but it was like, okay, in this world, going to give you the lowest lows, but the highest highs. The highest highs, the little things, watching them grow. So you certain brothers have children just watching a child grow. It's like you see them, especially when you're not there, right? You see them, then the next week you see them, and now they're speaking more words.
Yeah.
Like, whoa!
Wow, yeah.
Start walking, start having a character, seeing all of that.
It's the reform life, isn't
Exactly.
it? It's the life. It's just, you know, most I created that for us to enjoy, man. And it's as hard as it can be, but it's only hard because the
Esau makes it hard.
That's the only reason why it's really difficult.
Because your woman has to work in this world. So then it's sort of like, so imagine you get certain mans, they'll do a long ass shift and then they got to go home and relieve the wife because she's been looking after the child.
Even if they got someone there to fucking help.
So, like, does the man stop? Not really.
No?
And you might say, who was at home cleaning and cooking and whatever? You're lucky to do that these days. You're lucky to do that these days, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But brother said nowadays they're working too. So no one's there to look after the child.
Yeah. That's it. Nursery.
Yeah, and then you pay an arm and a leg for nursery.
Yeah. Stress. It's a stress.
He designed the system to fragment the family. You know, how many, you know, if you're in a world where your parents are close by, right, you're in a very blessed position, right? Because in this world, it just ain't so anymore. It's like, let me finish this. It says, a man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Right?
That is something that's
I had a killer
happy.
to push me. Real, bro.
Yeah. But this is why Esau's been so happy. Because we were his enemy, and he's enjoyed seeing us at this bottom state. He's thoroughly enjoyed it. Right? But it's cool. because we go and enjoy it more.
Well, let me read this on the matter, right? This is Ezekiel 35. I'm going to read from verse 11, right? So therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God Jehovah, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy. Because you're saying how envy and jealous he is of us, but the Lord chose us. Yeah. That's what it boils down to, right? To thine envy which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord Jehovah, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus said Lord God Jehovah, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. As thou did rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, right? It's like Paul was just saying. You took joy over our fall, because that means you got to raise up to go up. Right now you're at the top of the seat now, and now you love the position, and you love the pain that you inflict on Jacob. You love it, right? But you man are expecting mercy from us.
Child judgment without mercy. I've shown no mercy.
Well, the Most High doesn't have no mercy intended for you, and this is why when we're in power, it's just going to be judgment. You know, you're going to have to pay for your crimes. You've been getting away with it for so long now, right? And so that includes every Edomite.
You know, I was thinking them nasty ass Canaanites gonna be in the kingdom, but Esau ain't.
No, they're going to enjoy what the new world offers to some level, but Esau not going to enjoy none of that. He ain't going to know what anything is really about. He thinks he's living up good now, but he ain't experienced the earth yet. He got some Timu version of what we would say. He's got some Timu version of the earth right now. So yeah, he's up in luxury right now, luxury comparatively to this world. But the world to come, that luxury ain't gonna be nothing to us. We're gonna be on a higher level than that.
His world is so shit that really, when you start getting into that you know, certain levels of money, people just have to fall into hedonism, because in this world there is really no enjoyment. It's all vanity. It's all empty. You know. That's why even, which, you know, I can't stand that guy, but even Andrew Tate said that once. It was like, after 25 mil, you're just happy to be around your boys.
Yeah,
right?
he's fighting homosexuals for more money.
I said that, but that's why I had to.
These men are hypocrites.
Yeah.
He's hypocrites of the highest order.
I can't stand that.
He wants more money for what?
Yeah.
You know, this man chatting shit. But, you know, but yeah, like you can't really enjoy nothing in this place.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's why someone like Floyd ends up getting the same car several times over.
Nice coming back out.
Yeah, coming out of retirement.
Man should fight me.
Because he misses the game.
I'm tired of that forklift, man.
Yeah, bro, take us out of the hood, bro.
Yeah, I'm taking myself out.
He ain't gonna hurt me anyway.
Yeah, innit?
You know, he boxes. You don't fight. You don't.
Yeah,
You don't
shit.
beat
Yeah.
people up. You know.
So I take everyone out of the hood.
But yeah, back here in Ezekiel 45 verse 15. So, as thou did rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Right? So the Lord's going to bring it back upon your own head. Right? Because that's just justice, as we like to call it. The Lord likes to call it, right? It says, thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord Jehovah. Right? So yeah, that's the way it has to be, man. You know, it's only fair, but you might don't do fair. You know? Can't. Yeah. This is what
Psalms.
Yeah, I'll go back. No one's going back.
Yeah.
Now, go on.
Psalms 137, we start from 7. Remember, oh Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it.
Remember, the Lord told us to remember these things. If it's not important, why do we need to remember it?
Yeah.
If you're not meant to feel a way about it, why do we need to remember it? The Most High specifically tells us to remember it because it should stir something in your heart that these things need to be got at, man. Judgment needs to come upon them. And the Lord's reminding us, look, man, they're taking advantage of us right now, but the Lord's going to deliver them into our hands. You know? So this is what we're waiting on. There's nothing wrong with that. Right?
So like it, because what Esau does, he always says, forget about slavery.
Yeah.
It's in the past.
It's convenient when you're running shit.
Yeah.
It's convenient. Because if it was on the other foot now, and we did what we did to you, and we was like, forget about it, you better be mad.
Yeah.
Because you're mad we should talk about it in the first place. So you're mad if we actually did something to you.
Well, when we say forget about that thing that never happened,
Yeah, man, are upset and wanted to sue man and put man in prison and shit.
Yeah.
So whatever, man, you just hypocrites, like we said. You know, but this is just at the end of the day. The Most High prescribed this for us, man, as a reward. So yeah,
say, raise it even to the foundation thereof, all those of Babylon who are to be destroyed.
who are to be destroyed. Right? Your fate, your destiny is to be destroyed because of your wickedness, man. Right? Yep.
Happy shall it be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right? Happy shall we be. But when that judgment comes, that recompense comes back upon your own head, all your doings come back upon you. We're going to be happy for witnessing that. Yep.
Happy shall it be that takest and the dashes thy little ones against the stones.
Right? It's going to be a brutal takedown, man.
Mm.
And we're going to enjoy taking you down. So all this is part of our enjoyment, all part of the blessing the Most High given us as part of the reward. Right? So like I said, we're not going to rush it. We've got all the time in the world. Literally.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to take our time. We're in no rush to get to the end of 1,000 years. You might be in a rush. Yeah, sure. Well, we're going to take our sweet ass time with it, man. Because we're going to savor the moment.
That's right.
Right? Because we're only going to get to take that enemy one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so this is it now. We're going to savor that moment, man, and make sure we get our fill of revenge. So we're satisfied. Because that's what it's about, that we are satisfied.
Mm.
The Most High going to be satisfied that we're all satisfied so we can all move on.
Mhm.
Right? Because we need to be able to move on, right? So we can have a cool relationship with the other nations that are going to be around still. Just not you, right? But we have to be satisfied with the vengeance.
So expression is a balance. Justice.
Yeah.
Right? And the only
the
person
scales,
that can determine what's enough is us. Ultimately. I don't know what side put the time limit on it, but that's because that's when it will be enough.
Mhm.
But it can only be decided by the victim in this case, which is us, concerning you. Right? You don't get to decide how long the punishment's for and how much you've got to pay and all that stuff. You don't get to decide any of that. The Most High already said that this is what it's going to be. And in that 1,000 years, we're going to get, our justice, our vengeance, and we're going to be satisfied by it. And then we can move on.
That's right.
In a righteous world where you don't exist. Right? So we're not going to hear about your bitch ass complaining about the things that happened in the last 1,000 years.
Mhm.
So that's how it has to be. That's what it's going to be. And so we have no problems with that because obviously it works in our favor. It don't work for you, but nothing's ever worked for you. That's why you've been bitching the whole fucking time.
Mhm.
Since Cain, you've been bitching.
Yep.
Right? It's never worked for you. But the Most High is not for you. All right? Unless you've got any closing statements or scripts.
That's what you saw.
Yeah, Abba, man.
I don't want.
Yeah.
Come here, try.
All right, so yeah, closing out, all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, again, double honors, the apostles, GMS. Shalom, this is brothers that they are now by his teaching true.